Ply Stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower use for adults only.
Oh, not this song again.
Hello, Sarah. Real quick, if you had to choose, would you listen to elevator music all day or deal with payroll compliance?
Oh, payroll compliance for sure.
Wait, really?
Staying compliant is so much easier with Gusto. Gusto automatically calculates my taxes and files with all the right agencies for me.
That actually sounds great.
Hold up. Can Gusto help my small business with compliance too?
Of course they can.
Choose payroll compliance without the ups and downs. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by the you know the thing.
Fat broads and horse-faced lesbians.
Shut up, silly woman. I got hairy legs. I got worms. This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy.
It's not just about sex. Stop playing with it.
This afternoon, we've seen a whole lot of table banging.
I'm also very much of a germaphobe, by the way.
Government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
What the hell are we doing here?
We are behaving the way a superpower ought to behave.
Well, our behavior has produced some crappy results.
You know, they used to say Abraham Lincoln got the worst press. I said, there's no way he got worse than me.
Hey, mister, I don't mean to be telling tales out of school, but there's a fella in there who'll pay you $10 if you sing into his hand.
I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker. They broadcast me out on the radio.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into News and Views. In the afternoon, I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the studio with me. I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm a little tired from yesterday, but I'm good.
A little tired?
I do work, man.
What type of work were you doing?
I was a laborer for an electrician. I was somebody's helper. I was the guy that had to fetch stuff all day.
Oh, fetch stuff. So you weren't actually doing. I've been the one to fetch things many a time.
I did some of the stuff, but after the third time I got shocked. He goes, "All right, just go get the thing out of the truck." Okay.
Well, you don't stick needle nose pliers. I don't care if it has a rubber grip.
I thought a 12-volt battery you could put your tongue on. What's a little wire going to do?
Yeah,
a lot more than a 12-volt battery.
It's not the most dangerous thing you put your tongue on. I certainly know that for a fact.
Not at all.
Hey, how do you feel about this whole Taylor Swift conspiracy?
I'm fine with Taylor Swift. I don't want to go against the Swifties. I'm pro Taylor Swift.
What did they do to you?
I've seen what they do to others. Just don't go against the Swifties.
Oh, wait, like that scene in Reservoir Dogs?
Yes.
Like stuck in the middle.
You think you can get canceled with the media kind of stuff? You go against the Swifties, buddy. Just stay neutral.
Well, maybe we have a man who's braver than you.
Oh, boy.
Who actually has a pair. We have Jeff Poor, of course, host of the Jeff Poor Show. There in the Mobile area, 106.5 FM, and editor-in-chief at 1819 News. Jeff, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing well. I used to be an electrician's helper, too, which was just a glorified term for a wire puller.
That and hold the light. Guy who holds the flashlight.
I worked with an electrician once, only one as a helper, and it was some overnight job to make a good few $100.
Yeah.
And it was to transform a Rent-A-Center overnight.
Oh,
and
wow.
our job was to take out the fluorescent units and just throw them in the dumpster out back. And I never want to do that again.
Yeah, don't blame me, Joey.
Never.
No.
Ever again. Hey, Jeff, so do you think Taylor Swift's a psyop? You willing to speak out against the Swifties?
I don't get it. I wish I had a really smart take on the whole Taylor Swift conspiracy theory. I don't know, man. Like, what is going on here? It's just weird.
It is weird, and I think it's more and more the new media is taking over. I think the old media still is the fire hose, and they've obviously helped with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But now you can't control what people want to talk about. And there are even a lot of folks on the right saying, shut up about this, but very big influencers are pushing it. And maybe it's good for ratings. It's kind of like Taylor's kind of the top of media. So you go after the king to get attention or something.
I guess. Now, my theory was this, that you had all this energy, and the Trump guys really did a good job at, the Laura Loomers and the Benny Johnsons and that crowd really, like, ginning up like a social media presence. Now, Twitter isn't real life. It is something kind of, I don't know what to describe it as. But now that, quote-unquote, the sanctimonious is gone, and Nikki Haley just is not a formidable place to really put that energy, where does it go? And maybe this is just Taylor Swift is just a convenient recipient here.
Yeah, and I think it's also slow news cycle when the top story, one of them is Biden's finally going to East Palestine. I'm like, hey, where are the missile strikes on the Iranian-backed militias that you promised? Yeah, I think everybody's just in the holding pattern. And you're right. You just mentioned Nikki Haley. Why is she still in this race, Jeff?
She's got some sugar daddies that really don't like Trump and hoping for something to happen. That's all I could guess, man. Just in the event that he falters, but I think if she gets humiliated in South Carolina, she's done.
Yeah, and I think you're right. It's sort of let's see if we can take out Trump with lawfare, and we'll insert Nikki Haley. I know a lot of people, myself included, that would not like that very much and might stay home or maybe go to an RFK Jr. running Libertarian. Who knows? But I want to shift gears here we have the session upcoming. I guess it starts next week. What are your kind of big things, big trends you're seeing in the state that you expect to see this legislative session?
I think gambling is the big one, but I am not sold that it is doable. Now, Donna Givens, she's a state lawmaker from Baldwin County, told me this morning they have a bill, and members can go view that bill if they so choose, but it's locked away in the chamber somewhere. So they have language. Where does that go? The problem with gambling right now, it's a heavy lift because you still got to change the Constitution. And to even get the chance, everybody's like to say, well, I've forgiven the people the right to vote on it or whatever. Well, that's hard. It's harder than you think. It's not just as if you could snap your finger and there it is. You got to get a 3/5 majority. And look at all the obstacles you're confronted with trying to get to 3/5. You're always going to have a group of Republicans, a significant portion of the Republican Party, that is never gambling, never gaming. Under no circumstances are we going to support anything to do with gambling. So you got to strike them from your tally. Well, then you still have I think a good share of the Republican Party in the legislature that are for gambling, but that's not enough to get you to where you need to be to get a constitutional amendment on the ballot. So what they have to go do, they have to go deal with Democrats and wheel and deal with Democrats who want a lot more to make this happen. And that's where it gets messy, and that's where I think it goes to die.
Well, and I don't often talk about it a lot. I don't think we in our circles talk about it a lot, but I asked Grok, the AI for the X platform, if I'm a host in Montgomery, Alabama, wanting to talk about Alabama issues, what should I talk about? Grok, that'd be topical. And number one was Medicaid expansion. So I guess we know where Grok's coming from. But apparently that conversation's still out there, and I'd imagine that would be on the bargaining table for Democrats. They would want Medicaid expansion.
Yeah, and is that doable? I mean, that could be a deal breaker for a lot of people, right? Like, who wants that? And so you start doing that. If the problem with Medicaid expansion, people don't understand this. They act as if this is just free money from the federal government, and these stupid ideologues that are stupid voters, they have no idea what you're talking about here. It's not that. You're tying up future. You're earmarking a specific dollar amount for future legislatures that has to put money toward Medicaid. And I think that's where that becomes a deal breaker.
Well, and then a thing I think a lot of Republicans want this cycle or this session is, well, school choice. Do you think gambling could be used as sort of a threat? If you don't deal with gambling, we're going to run out the clock on school choice, or we're not going to play ball on school choice. How do you think that lays out? I'm trying to understand beyond the governor and lieutenant governor where the legislature is on school choice.
I guess it's there. I would underestimate the teachers union at any point in this process. And then I also think the school boards, the local school boards, what they do, they exert their influence over their member of the legislature. And, these school boards are elected. They don't want to give up any of their fair, quote unquote, fair share of the state's money, and they're going to they're going to tighten the screws on their member of the legislature to vote against this. There's a lot of things working against school choice, and I need to see something to make me believe otherwise.
Well, and you recently had on State Senator Stutz, and he was warning about gaming by citing the medical marijuana rollout. From where you're sitting, what the heck is wrong with our state, in particular with the Medical Marijuana Commission? Is it the problems were in the law to begin with, or is there issues at the commission level? From where you're sitting, what are you seeing here?
Yeah, that it was a system designed to fail almost. Where the state's so heavy-handed by statute in picking winners and losers, a very subjective criteria in how it does so. And, it's broadly interpreted, and then some people could say, well, it's being misinterpreted, and then you wind up in a courtroom somewhere, and all this sort of is compiled, and it just builds upon itself, and it creates a system that's going to collapse under its own weight. Well, if this is just medical marijuana, this is just dispensaries and growers and distributors or whatever. Why should we have any confidence in the system to do something similar with casino gambling?
Exactly right. And, well, I guess we'll see. You're going to be in town more for the session, right?
Yeah, so next week I will be doing my show from the State House. I don't know how early things get going, but I'll say this, Joey. Will Ainsworth, who presides over the state senate, and I don't know, I would assume he would know here, he said, watch very early in the session. We're going to run over some Democrats, and it's not going to be business as usual as it's been the last few years.
Well, that's exciting to hear, and I tend to take Goose or Lieutenant Governor Ainsworth at his word.
Hey.
What? I say it with love.
The Goose stuff.
I say it with love.
I think he sees it otherwise.
Well, on that...
I don't think he's a fan.
On that awkward note, if folks want to check out what you're writing about, thinking about, how could they do so, Jeff?
Twitter or x.com/Jeff_Poor. It's all right there at your fingertips.
Really appreciate the time, as always. We'll talk again soon. Thank you, sir.
Hey, thanks, Joey.
Again, Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show. They're in the Mobile area, also editor-in-chief at 1819 News. Why can't we have anything nice in this state, Eddie? I mean, we've got nice, natural horizons and, habitat and all that, but...
Crabs in a bucket.
Crabs in a bucket?
Yep.
Wait, we don't like people to rise?
Not above me.
We want everybody to stay on a certain...
Yep. Where do you think you're going? Get back here.
And is that why people have to run for everything before they run for governor or something? You have to be in every little position. You got to be part of the club, right?
Yeah, I guess so. That part I never have kind of understood. Just if you want to be in politics, just be open about it. Because they always say, I want this job, and then they don't get it. Oh, well, I want this job. Well, obviously you just want to be in politics.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, come on. Really, you want to go from that administrative job to that?
Right.
It seems like something else is motivating you here.
Yeah. The thought of easy money once you get in there.
Well, and I'm not necessarily one to accuse folks of being a narcissist because, look at me. Listen to me.
That's what a narcissist says. You got to stop saying, look at me.
No, I'm admitting I am one, but I'm trying to get it under control. I'm trying to channel.
Well, telling people to look at you.
I'm
not
trying
getting it under
to
control.
sublimate these type B personality drives, all this, Machiavellian psychopathy, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to channel it for good. I'll be like Batman. I'll beat up the bad
There you go.
guys.
That
Yeah.
would be pretty good. Well, when are you going to start that? When are you going to start that?
Oh, well, we do it here or there.
Okay.
And then we go back to having fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, apparently, I want to give credit to another talk host. Don't do this often.
Yeah.
I want to give credit to Kevin Elkins.
Oh, yeah, Kevin.
I thought it was a great interview he did this morning with attorney Mickey McDermott.
I didn't hear about the interview.
And Officer Renee Hilton. And they are accusing, she in particular is accusing the chief of police, Daryl Albert, of sexual harassment.
Oh.
And this is going to be played out, I think, in hearings here locally, in federal court. But we will have Mickey McDermott and his client on Monday.
Excellent.
Talk about this in more detail, but hat tip to Kevin Elkins for getting this out this morning. Appreciate it.
Now,
because, as I was saying Friday.
I was going to say, have anything to do with what was said a few days ago?
I don't think it has anything to do with me at all, but I think it was more my nose was going in the right place.
I see.
All the stink, all the stank, all the shade and shadow, and all the rumor mill around the police department. I see it when it's sent to me, and for the longest time, I've just been like, yeah, it's just rumors. Just people with sour grapes.
Yep.
And at a certain point, when your brain and your gut is telling you, no, this is something real, sometimes you got to go for it, folks. So we'll hear out the case and the argument. Of course, this will be before people that are going to adjudicate it, be before courts. But that is a heck of a claim made on Kevin's show this morning. That the chief of police here in Montgomery engaged in sexual harassment, and we'll get more of the story at the beginning of next week. Y'all tune in.
Looking forward to that.
272-9228 if you want to get in on the program. That's 272-9228. Let's hit a quick break, Ed.
All right.
More news and views in the afternoon after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hey there, River Region area. Dawson Electric hopes you had an amazing Christmas and a fantastic New Year. As we step into 2024, it's time to tackle those resolutions and make sure your home or business is in tip-top shape. And for all your electrical needs, there's one name you can trust, Dawson Electric. Whether you're planning a remodel, constructing a new home, or require service for your existing electrical systems, Dawson Electric has got you covered. Need emergency generators installed? Looking to enhance your outdoor space with stunning landscape lighting? Dawson Electric is the answer. We do it all for homes and commercial spaces alike. For more information, you can find us on Facebook. Search for Dawson Electric Company, LLC. Hit the like button and stay connected with us. We're happy to speak with you at any time. Just call 334-270-8024. Say it with me. That's 334-270-8024. For all your electrical service needs for home or business, call us at Dawson Electric. Dawson Electric, lighting up your world.
Conservative Justice Sarah Stewart has the experience to lead Alabama's courts. As a tough-on-crime judge, Sarah Stewart presided over hundreds of cases, giving tough sentences to the worst criminals. Republicans can trust Justice Sarah Stewart to defend the Constitution and protect our families. On March 5th, vote conservative Republican Sarah Stewart for Alabama Chief Justice. Paid for by Sarah Stewart Campaign, 2029B, Airport Boulevard, Mobile, Alabama, 36606.
Hi there, I'm Madeline Cannon with Alabama Home Mortgage. Getting pre-approved is the first step towards home ownership. People are often scared or nervous about taking that first step, but I'll tell you, it's nothing to be scared of. At Alabama Home Mortgage, we will take the first step and every step along the way with you. Call us at 567-4223. We will gather the information needed to tell you exactly what you qualify for. After a call to Alabama Home Mortgage, you will know what price point to shop for, what down payment is required, if any, and what your monthly mortgage payment will look like. We take all the guessing out of it. Then, when you find the house you want to make your home, you are ready to make an offer. Along with your offer, you will submit your Alabama Home Mortgage pre-approval letter. This shows sellers that you've already taken the steps necessary to ensure that you qualify to purchase their home. Wait no longer. It's time to take that first step together. Call me at 567-4223 or start the process online at myalabamahomemortgage.com.
That's Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the program. It's 272-9228. This part of News and Views brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and they're at Pest Pro. Ashley and her team, well, they just do fantastic work, don't they, Eddie?
Yes, they do.
And it could be you have an emergency, like say you just bought a place or you're managing a property and you don't know what's under the crawl space.
And you don't want to crawl underneath there yourself?
Yeah, and you're fat behind, can't get in there.
Right, you look at that opening and go, no, that's not going to happen.
Like, I used to be that pliable when I was 5.
Right.
Right, but not any longer.
Right.
Well, they got folks who can get in there.
They sure do.
Who will brave the darkness to go figure out what's under your home. They'll brave pretty much anything there at Pest Pro Services. They'll bring the newest and best technology to bear in solving your problems, especially when it comes to taking care of those termites, or could be mosquitoes will come back before you know it, folks.
They're coming back, buddy.
Already?
Dude, tomorrow I think it's going to be 69.
Mm.
You know what's going to happen. The mosquitoes are going to start thawing out and they're going to be a little bit hungry. Not long from now, we're going to be in February. End of February, it's going to be warmer all the time. Then they're really starting to come out.
So instead of waiting till you have an emergency, why not make Pest Pro Services your everyday pest control company? They've been growing leaps and bounds over the last 3-4 years, and it's because they're that good. That's why folks continue to sign up with them. That's why they continue to hire more folks. They really do fantastic work there. So call Pest Pro today, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. Or you can always go to ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell them that, well, you heard about them here on News and Views, that Joey and Eddie on the radio sent you. So everything's hunky-dory in the world, right?
I don't know, Joey. I got to be honest.
No, it's not. Everything's not just fine and dandy.
We've got, everywhere I turn, it seems here, especially in the U.S., we got crisis after crisis. If it's not the border crisis, then it's the there's no groceries in the grocery stores, and if you do got the groceries in there, well, you're paying 30% more.
Right.
Gas, they keep telling us is going down, but every day I'm filling up, it's getting more expensive.
And at the same time, people can't keep their pants on.
Right, that's another
and it's
thing.
Just like
that's another thing.
Like people keep running their mouths too.
Yeah.
Like it's just, I mean, it's a weird time. Apparently, Mayorkas impeachment hearings have begun. Well, what good is that going to do?
Well, somebody gets to yell at him and tell him you're a bad boy. Bad boy, bad boy.
Yeah, I think he enjoys it.
I think so, because he keeps coming back for more, and he doesn't get any better.
No, I did like the whole Senator Brett approach. She did the mom approach, or the dad approach, the parent approach.
She's disappointed.
I'm not mad.
I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed.
You know, that hurts the first time you hear it, but after a while you go, all right. No whoopings.
Mom, Dad, I am your portrait. You painted me this way. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But I'm looking at numbers here, Eddie. And this has been making the rounds. We might play the video a little later, but it's 10 minutes. Ooh. And really, folks, it's a supercut montage of Democrats, Democratic presidents, Democratic vice presidents, say Joe Biden, Senator Joe Biden, President Bill Clinton, President Obama. All these folks saying, Chuck Schumer, that we have to secure the border. And we're doing the best we can.
I even remember Hillary saying it at one point.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I'm looking at a chart here of the number of illegal immigrants into the country by year.
Okay.
And honestly, when you look at Trump's years, Trump didn't do that much better than going back to 2010. So in 2010, 463,000, give or take, people got into the country.
Okay.
In 2011, 340K. 364K, 2012, 420K, 420,000 in 2013, 486,000 in 2014, 337,000 in 2015, 415,000 in 2016, 310,000 in 2017. This is the Trump years now. 404,000 in 2018, 859,000 in 2019. What was happening with the Trump administration that year?
We're looking at something else, I guess.
But it's very clear, like 2020, 405,000. 2019, apparently, well, COVID happened.
Okay.
But I think Trump was doing at least something, because look at this number. You go from a high, all those numbers, the high was 859,000 in 2019. That drops to 405,000 in 2020. 2021, 1.9 million. Just shy. It's 1,956,519 people got in 2021. That's Joe Biden. 2022, still Joe Biden, right? He's president?
Yep.
2,766,582 people. 2023, that's last year, right?
Yes.
3,201,144. And so you can go through all these folks who said, well, we got to secure the border. We got to secure it. Here's a quote from Joe Biden himself. No great nation can be put in a position where they can't control their borders. It matters how you control your borders, not just for immigration, but it matters for drugs, terror, and a whole range of things.
What was that last number you said? How many there were the last year? 3 million that came across?
Yeah.
You know how many people were in the state of Alabama? 5.
Right.
So how many states worth of people have we let come in?
No, in the last 3 years, we've let essentially what? 6, 7, 8 million in?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Wow, indeed. And so what you should take away from this is that these folks in charge are completely full of crap. Joe Biden yesterday is saying, I've done everything I can do. I've done all I can do with the authority I have. You have to give me the tools to solve the job, man. Not a joke, man. Not a joke.
I got hairy legs.
But that hairy leg dope has the power. The laws are already on the books. And this bill that's being kicked around the United States Senate is, well, a joke, a smokescreen, an excuse for them to keep on doing what they've been doing. You know, when it was in the hundreds of thousands, that was too many. And this is illegal entry. But just in the last 3 years, 1.9 million, just shy of 2 in 2021, 2.7 million in 2022, 3.2 million in 2023. What the heck is going on? Again, mistakes of this magnitude are not made innocently.
It's almost like we're paying them to come.
And then the other smokescreen they throw up is, it's humanitarian, don't you?
No, it's not.
When 60% of the women and girls going up that corridor experience sexual assault and rape, no, that's not humanitarian. Right. Not to mention all the other drug mules and the people that are beholden to these monsters, these predators. This is not the way to do it. Not the way to do it by any means. Well, let's go to the phones and talk to Bob. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
What's up, Bob?
Man, I tell you what, the inevitable is already happening. I predicted it wouldn't happen until after the election, but it's going ahead because they can't control it. These illegals now are committing crimes. Once they try to beat up a couple of policemen did in New York.
Oh, I saw that.
Now they're committing, all kind of crimes. And it said they emptied Venezuela's prisons and mental institutions and sent them to this country. That's just one country. And also, they had a former part of the Mexican mafia this morning on Fox was interviewed and said, listen, they collect enough millions and billions of money that they can buy people in this country.
Yeah.
And you got to wonder about Iran, and you got to wonder about the drugs. If somebody is not being paid multi-millions to leave Iran alone and to leave immigration alone, it's just plausible that it could be happening. But like I'm saying, we haven't seen anything yet, because you've got these criminals over here, and they don't have jobs, they don't have anywhere to live, and they're going to revolt, and they're going to try to take what we got any day now. It's almost inevitable, guys.
Well, and you know what I suspect they're going to do, especially if wider war breaks out. Now, Biden says, I don't want wider war. You even have the Iranians coming out to the head of the Revolutionary Guard saying, we don't want a wider war. We're telling our folks to stop. But let's say a wider war does break out. How are you going to get all these people to sign up if our recruiting's so bad? Well, it's kind of like, remember the Civil War where you get right off the boat?
Yep.
Hey, you potato eater, go down and fight. Become a citizen against those Southern boys. And I think that might be what they're going to try to do. In fact, I think legislation was introduced in the United States Senate to say, hey, if you go fight and for the country, you can be a citizen yourself.
How do we know how many Hamas and Chinese people that we have over here that won't try to take up arms against us? That's my concern, though.
Yeah.
All these people that have infiltrated us that want to take us down like Hamas and the UN. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. I mean, our minds just can't wrap around the terrible position we're in. And it's just a matter of time, guys, in my opinion. It's inevitable.
Well, I appreciate the call, Bob.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bob.
Let's go to Randall. Hey, Randall.
Hey, man, how you?
Doing good, right?
Doing all right.
How you doing?
Hold on, Randall. I got to remind Eddie. Hold on. I got to remind.
If you're going to cough, please leave me alone.
You never follow that rule.
Hadn't coughed in 3 days.
I'll tell you, it's the air filter. It's the air
It
filter.
is. Thank you, Randall. Thank you.
But for the commercial, man, Mike Creek, them numbers make you sad. But the numbers I kind of want you to study for because I don't know exactly how I can make it look against the federal government or it look like the state of Texas is willingly letting people cross now. But ever since they took over, and the rest before December was above 10,000. The federal government doing. Now that the state has supposedly secured the border, the rest has dropped. And it ain't because they secured the border; it's because they starting to let them come through more.
Right.
And they ain't arresting them no more, man. Like at least the federal government was arresting them, and they was up to 10,000 a month. Or something like that. Like, I mean, it was crazy, ridiculous. And in December, when Texas decided they're gonna start doing that stuff, putting the float and stuff out there, all of a sudden the rest start dropping. And I'm telling you, that floating thing didn't go all the way across. It was just all the way across right there where the camera angle was. So I seen a shot from your boy that screams about the frogs turning cake. So anyway, so like he showed it, and man, it's we've been played again, and it's because they want us to look down there, and the north border is where our problem is. And how you can see that is because last year, New Hampshire, where all the they added a year and a half worth of hours with our tax dollars to guard just their border now. So they put a year and a half in 1 year's budget, and the House bill is House Bill. Oh crap! I forgot the House bill number, but I'll have it for you tomorrow. I'll send it to you tonight. But it's a House bill, and they got the money to add 10,000 people, 10,000 hours, a year and a half worth of being across their border. And where the people are coming through at is where the casino folks are. I don't know how you say their name no more, but they own the land on both sides of the casino, and that's where the bad folks are coming through. They're saying they stopped 400 people, but the money that was allocated for the southern border could not be changed unless Congress changed it and sent it up to the north. And the northern border got a new thing called the Northern Border Alliance, and it's so close to the CIA's army military that the CIA owns, called the Northern Alliance. So you don't know which way the money's going. You don't know if the CIA is taking it, really putting it on the north border, or if they funneling it to the Northern Alliance, which is still stationed in Iraq. See, don't get it twisted. The CIA runs that, even though it's supposed to be Islam. That's our military. They was left there in between the Bush wars, and I can prove every bit of it. The numbers, the line. I mean, we ain't gonna get on that, but man, it's just like the man said. He's scared, but I told you, China's got their own prisons over here, so they getting ready for that to happen. So when the China men come over here and don't follow the rules they got back in China, they go to prison here, but they go in a China prison. We supposedly had shut down 4 China prisons in New York. We got China over here growing weed like crazy because we can't do nothing about it on the property they own, and then like they flood the market with it, and so this is getting. I mean, it's where you can't stop it. Don't think well I can articulate right now that I'm gonna be able to stop it. This fake alien invasion. People keep calling me crazy, but you even told me to Joy a long time ago. Get your house in order, guys. Get your house, but man. This is my house. I mean, it ain't, you know what I mean? I'm fixing to start going live on Facebook and start putting out there for people to see, because we're getting lied to right now about this Neuralink crowd. Elon Musk is coming in and start cutting them skulls. When we way past that, we got Neuralink. It's called oh crap, I forgot. Synchron. The dude's name is Tom Oxley. They're trying to root him out of the way. He could put it in a blood vessel in your, and you don't even have to have a brain, and it sends a pulse to a computer program in your heart, in your chest, that actually makes you have character with it. And you don't have to have a brain, but you just have to have God's heart, man. And they're trying to take that out of it. And it's Brian Gates and Bezos. They are betting Wiz. They are putting him as CEO. Tom Oxley as CEO. I'm tired of them hiding the real stuff from us, man. I mean, it's bull crap. They making out like Elon's here doing this new stuff. But, man, we past cutting skulls. They just about to get this man paid with our tax dollars right here at UAB and crap. Man, I'm tired of it, man. And, like, last year when I was trying to save my grandyoung and didn't have a brain, in October, they wasn't even having human trials yet, even with the Synchron lab. But now in December, they all of a sudden had 6 human trials set up. And now they're in Alabama. And now I can't even find the email that I was sending. I was sending so many emails, Joy, man, you know what I was going through. Mm-hmm. And I ended up all the way in Virginia College, and you think they ain't no daggone abortion in Alabama? They're trying to snatch that young man out of my daughter so fast. You know, it wasn't even funny. And I ended up went to Atlanta, and we ended up all the way in Virginia College, and still doing it. So the Neuralink crap, man, we so far ahead, and they hiding it from. So and I'm just tired. And just like Tesla Motors. Tesla Motors was not started by Elon Musk. It was started by Martin. The second car they built was the best car ever built. They don't need to even be doing no more. Y'all buying cars, Elon Musk making money off of it, and he's trying to supposedly build the best one when it's sitting in a carport at Martin's house in a garage. And they're about to do the same thing to Tom Oxley. Like and the thing about it, Bezos and Brian Gates, they got money with Elon, so they fixing to bet against their own. That's the way you can see both sides. They betting against themselves because they know they're gonna win in the end. Like it's so aggravating.
Well, I hope you feel better now.
Yeah, man. And the 10,000 hours, check that part out. Why all of a sudden they ain't arresting people in Texas? I mean, I'm just curious. I mean, you see where them numbers go. Love y'all, man.
See you, Randall.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
272-9228. You okay?
I can't shake this tickle. Right there. Better now.
So did you ever settle the hot dog as a sandwich or not question?
Not really. Ruffled a few feathers. Some people are purists when it comes to hot dogs. Hot dog's a hot dog's a hot dog.
Yeah, that's how I am.
All right, let me ask you this.
Now, maybe a Chicago dog is a sandwich.
No, maybe you're in Highland Gardens and you got a piece of white bread, and that's all you got, and there's a hot dog laying across it. Is that a hot dog or is that a sandwich?
That's just poor.
That is a Highland Gardens hot dog is what that is.
That's called being broke.
Struggle meal. It's real.
Mm-hmm.
It's real.
Honey, I'm not broke. I'm just frugal.
Broke is when it's those really red.
Now eat
red
this
ones.
wiener sandwich.
With mustard. As long as it's with mustard, you're good.
Well, I guess we'll get to the bottom of it eventually. How about this? Let's hit a break. More news and views in the afternoon. Well, after this.
Want to carry news talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group. Have you ever considered turning your home into a rental and build wealth at the same time? People throughout the river region are doing that right now. By investing wisely in the right property or turning your current home into a rental is the secret. Hiring a property manager to professionally manage your property is the way to prosperity. Our company does all of the advertising, personally showing prospective tenants, does a thorough background check and credit report before moving forward. Over 15 critical services are provided to our clients in protecting the asset, but also providing the best residence in your home possible. Collecting rent on time and frequent inspections help landlords feel better about renting their house, and to provide clean, well-kept homes that anybody would be proud to call home. For a complete list of property management services, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for waterproof carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Prattville Carpet is a family-owned flooring store that prides itself on personal service, quality products, and guaranteed installation. From beautiful hardwood floors to luxurious smart strand carpet, Prattville Carpet has you covered. Call, come by, or online at prattvillecarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Make 2024 the year you break away from the chain stores and join us here at Adams Drugs. We value your business and want to provide you the best customer service at the lowest possible price. We've been serving up excellent customer service here in the River region for over 62 years.
I made the swap to Adams Drugs and I couldn't be happier. Having a job and then getting 3 kids to all of their activities keeps me busy. I don't have an hour to waste waiting on a prescription. At Adams, they know me and my family. I get in and out in minutes, and when I can't get by Adams, they'll bring the prescription right to my door.
What are you waiting for? Come in to Adams Drugs and let us earn your business. Our friendly and personal staff will talk with you and answer any questions you may have about your prescriptions. Your satisfaction is our #1 goal. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local independent Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Lewis at the Capital Oyster Bar, and I just want to tell you, if you're in business or got an event coming up and want to do some advertising, wisely spent dollars are spent down here at Blue Water Broadcasting. All the guys are nice, easy to work with, and I see results, I guarantee you.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From a little fender bender to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For over 35 years, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Hi, everybody. On this last day of January, a bit of a temperature setback, a little brisk, but there are some warmer days in our future. Today will be quite breezy with a high temperature only up to about 57, sun and cloud mix. Mainly clear. We're headed for the freeze mark tonight, overnight low temperature by dawn 32. Tomorrow, February, begins on a pretty nice note with a high near 60, mostly sunny. Then Friday's nice, high 67, Saturday 68, more sun. Rain holding off till Saturday night into Sunday, and maybe a few thunderstorms. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
ASE Credit Union makes auto loans easy with rates as low as 4.75% APR. Apply online or visit your local branch today. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
ASE Credit Union, your life, your goals, your ASE.
My name is Chris Tarantino, and I'm running for Prattville City Council District 5. My goals for Prattville include improving technology for our schools and first responders, prioritize upgrades to infrastructure, enhancing our parks and rec facilities, ensuring efficient use of public funds and accountability with taxpayer money. You can find more information about me and my vision for Prattville on Facebook or at ChrisTarantino for District5.com.
Paid for by Chris Tarantino, 518 Seasons Court, Prattville, Alabama, 36066.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Welcome back. The news and views in the afternoon. I'm Joey. He's Eddie.
How you doing, Joey?
I'm doing all right. Feeling good. Feeling alive.
Excellent.
We have Joel on the line.
All right, let's
hey,
talk to
Joel.
This is Charles.
Oh, I'm sorry, Charles.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, what's up? What's the latest on, because I haven't been able to listen to y'all at work on this particular job. What's the latest on Texas?
On Texas?
Yeah, with the border and all that.
It seems to be still at kind of a stalemate, standstill at this moment, where wires removed and then put back up. And I think they're sort of staring each other down at this point, legally speaking, at least not with guns at this point.
Right. So is it true that there's different states' militias down there and 10 states have sent their National Guard?
I know about the National Guard. The states have had people down there. Like Alabama's had 200-something folks down there from the Alabama National Guard for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the militias, I don't think it's official state militias, right. But I do worry about that in the sense that even if folks mean well, don't get caught in another January 6th trap.
Yeah, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
Well, then, I hope y'all are doing okay.
Yeah, we're doing great. You doing all right?
Oh yeah. Making it, just taking it one day at a time. You know, the economy couldn't be any better.
There you go.
Well, y'all be safe.
All right. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you, Charles. Yeah, and then this was Biden yesterday, Eddie. And it was excuse me for the audio not being great, folks. It's one of those, he's stopping outside Marine One.
Oh, boy.
You know, Trump would yell over it. My opponent's a baby.
Right.
He cries like a baby. But no, this is Biden doing his best to yell over Marine One.
You've done everything you can do with executive authority.
Have you done everything you can do with executive authority?
Or is there more you could do? Absence
I've done all I can do. Just give me the power. I've asked for the very day I got in office. Give me the border patrol. Give me the people, the judges. Give me the people who can stop this and make it work right.
I've done all I can do. Give me the power. Give me the border control.
Man.
Which is what a lying sack of crap.
Thank you.
He's a lying sack of crap.
As a president, you've got a few major things that are one job. You got one job. Protecting the border. Right. That's one considered the one job you got.
I'm feeling if you did an MRI scan, they'd be like, Joe, you're literally full of it.
He is.
And you're like pretty much dead.
But now
I'm tired of these cadaverous old men being popped up like they're Bernie on a weekend.
But you need to remember all these folks that are surrounding him right now and propping him up. Because these are the devils themselves.
Yeah. Just wrong. So wrong. And by the way, does it give you hope that now you've got senators really hitting the heads of social media?
Not at all.
Like, do you love Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
I don't really either.
Yeah.
And I have problems with social media and how they've decided to run their businesses.
But I don't always hold up my hand and go, Zuckerberg!
Zuckerberg! Well, Josh Hawley in particular, Josh Hawley kind of lost me. He's strong on many issues.
Yeah.
But he kind of lost me when he... Do you remember how he was complaining about how, these kids and other people of all ages, they start watching YouTube and it just goes automatically to the next video that's recommended and they end up seeing horrible things. I'm like, hey, Senator Hawley, there's a button where you can turn that off.
Turn that off? Or there's two buttons. There's the one where you can turn off the automated, but there's another one you just turn the whole damn thing off.
Like... seriously, at some point, the men of America are going to get so helpless. Like, can you go to the bathroom to help hold it so I can pee? Like, you're turning into women.
Yeah.
Or actually, like, girly men, which women are great.
No, the men are getting
girly
soft.
Men are awful.
It's been too
long.
And
I say that advisedly. Look at me.
It's been too long of a time since modern day 18 to 35-year-olds have been challenged in this country. Been too long of a time.
So here is a senator from Missouri, and he wasn't the only one. Everybody was jumping in on this because we found a new scapegoat for the government to, actually heal yourself first, government.
Right.
But let's listen in.
So you didn't take any action. You didn't take any action. You didn't fire anybody. You haven't compensated a single victim. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. There's families of victims here today. Have you apologized to the victims? Would you like to do so now? Well, they're here. You're on national television. Would you like now to apologize to the victims who have been harmed by your product? Show them the pictures. Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
He's turning around and apologizes.
And this is why we invested so much and are going to continue doing industry-leading efforts to make sure that no one has to go through the types of things that your families have had to suffer.
You know, why, Mr. Zuckerberg, why should your company not be sued for this? Why is it that you can claim, you hide behind a liability shield, you can't be held accountable? Shouldn't
Yeah, I feel so much safer now.
I was going to say, did that make you feel better?
No.
To show that one man has the power of another to make another apologize.
Right.
Which he has no heartfelt apology whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's just making it to the next one.
Well, the masters of the universe pretending like they're hurting each other when, now come on. Y'all
like
are working
that.
together, kind of.
They watch the same wrestling you watch, Joey.
Mm-hmm. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the kayfabe.
It's so just over the top of it.
Like, WrestleMania is going to be more realistic this year.
I'm waiting for the fake blood.
I'm waiting for Vince McMahon to be hauled into the ring in chains. No! No! And then the guillotine comes out. The guillotine. No! 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 I didn't do it!
I swear I think that's where we're going, and we say that jokingly, but again, to look at where our country is heading, you would, and everybody knows it's heading off a cliff, but everybody's just going, hey, we're still getting closer to that cliff.
Yep. Again, I don't think sometimes the folks in charge really know what they're doing. They're kind of managing it and controlling. It's like stretching the soup when you're a drug addict.
Right. And
That's
now
pretty much what we're doing.
I'm hearing more and more politicians and leadership saying, hey, are we getting ready to go to war? I mean, they're getting ready to, they're just putting it out there. The fact that the Navy, of all people, said, hey, no, from now on, you don't have to have a high school diploma.
Right.
As long as you score 50 or above on the ASVAB, you're good to go. That makes me very uncomfortable. But one of the biggest reasons, okay, let's say you accept someone that way, you would think part of your training will be, before you leave the Navy, we're going to have a plan to get you at least a high school diploma. That's not even part of the plan. They're just wanting bodies. They're just wanting bodies.
Don't underestimate what I suggested earlier. They're going to say pathway to citizenship for all you folks who came in illegally is go fight a war for us.
They kind of do that already, but then they
It's in our history. Yeah. It's in human history.
There's a lot of people deported to Mexico that thought they were getting that opportunity and didn't get it.
Hey, we got to hit our top of the hour break, but first, this part of the program brought to you by New Look Decorating Center.
I do like the new look.
Who's the gentleman you worked with the other day?
That was Charles.
Yeah.
That was Charles. He hooked me up with some stain. I took him a sample of what I'm going to use a stain for. He kind of went over to the shelf, looked at 2 or 3 different products, and brought me one that I've used yesterday, and he was right on the money once again. Now, this to me, I've got to go back and talk to him. This is a stain gel. I'm not familiar with that. But of course, me being me, I applied it anyway. It looks really good, but I don't know if I need to thin it, thicken it, or whatever, so I'm going to go back and talk to him this afternoon. But those folks hook me up every time I go in there. They treat me like a movie star.
And whether you work with Charlie, or Brett Lanham, the manager,
yeah,
Jordan, paint
Jordan's
specialist,
a good paint specialist,
or maybe you're looking for wallpaper and fabrics. You need to ask for Katie there.
They got somebody there just for that.
You know, New Look Decorating Center is a 40-year institution, a great Benjamin Moore store. So all those Benjamin Moore paint and stain supplies. And you're not just helping the local economy, you're helping the larger Alabama economy. One of the largest plants for Benjamin Moore is right here in Alabama.
Nothing wrong with that. Keep it local, man.
So y'all check out New Look Decorating Center today. You can call them at 271-0007 or go to newlookdecoratingcenter.com. But I really encourage you to stop by their showroom, 6237 Atlanta Highway. Here in Montgomery, just where Bell Road dead ends to Atlanta Highway, you'll see it in all its glory. And be sure to tell those fine folks there at New Look Decorating Center that Joey and Eddie, those fools on the radio, sent you. Second hour coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside. With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The CEOs of Meta, TikTok, X, and other social media companies testifying before the Senate Judiciary Committee about child safety on their platforms. The hearing comes as lawmakers are growing increasingly concerned about the effects of social media on young people's lives. Russia and Ukraine report they've exchanged about 200 prisoners of war, and that's despite tensions stemming from last week's crash of a military transport plane Moscow claimed was carrying Ukrainian POWs and was shot down by Kyiv's forces. The Federal Reserve will announce its latest decision on interest rates later, and traders expect it to stand pat. The Dow is down 3 points, the Nasdaq losing 196. This is SRN News.
Urgent Camp Lejeune settlement message. On September 6th, the government announced it will soon begin providing fast, guaranteed settlements to Camp Lejeune Marines, families, and civilians. Awards will range between $100,000 and $550,000, with an option for higher amounts. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and suffered cancers of the bladder, liver, or kidneys, leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Parkinson's, or kidney issues, you may qualify for compensation and could be paid within 60 days after accepting your settlement, with your VA benefits fully protected. You may be entitled to a significant financial award for your Camp Lejeune claim, but you must act now. Call the James Harris Law Camp Lejeune helpline now to get the compensation you deserve. We're already fighting for thousands harmed by the water at Camp Lejeune. Call now or you may forever lose your right to be awarded a settlement between $100,000 and $550,000. For your free evaluation, call 800-320-7171. That's 800-320-7171. 800-320-7171.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by the Johnny Adams Law Firm. They want you to stay safe on the road. Please don't text and drive. Get to your destination safely. Your family and friends will thank you. From the Johnny Adams Law Firm.
Hi, everybody. On this last day of January, a bit of a temperature setback. A little brisk, but there are some warmer days in our future. Today will be quite breezy with a high temperature only up to about 57. Sun and cloud mix. Mainly clear. We're headed for the freeze mark tonight. Overnight low temperature by dawn, 32. Tomorrow, February, begins on a pretty nice note with a high near 60, mostly sunny. Then Friday's nice, high 67. Saturday, 68, more sun. Rain holding off till Saturday night into Sunday, and maybe a few thunderstorms. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. The Alabama Department of Corrections confirms an inmate at Staten Correctional Facility died over the weekend. 54-year-old Lonnie Dixon was found unresponsive Sunday. He was transported to the prison's healthcare unit where he was pronounced dead. Cause of death remains unknown. The body of a missing Montgomery teenager has been found. 16-year-old Michael Cole Jr. was found dead Monday night just before 11 p.m. in the 6500 block of Selma Highway near Montgomery Airport. Two 18-year-olds, Nedvin Jones and Nicholas Shepard, were arrested and charged with Cole's murder. The Alabama Public Library Service voted to not renew its membership with the American Library Association on Tuesday. The ALA has recently come under fire in Alabama for their support of keeping sexual content in libraries. Many contend the ALA also discriminates against faith-based organizations. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Hey, Montgomery drivers, why aren't you driving a new Toyota yet? Drive the best for less event at Toyota of Montgomery, where we make it easy to drive the best, safest, and most reliable cars on the road. Come in today and drive the best, like the new 2024 Toyota Camry LE, now only $299 a month. Or take over the road in the best-selling new 2024 RAV4 LE. It's only $349 a month. And Toyota of Montgomery makes it easy to upgrade your old vehicle by giving you more for your trade. So what are you waiting on, Montgomery? Drive the best for less before these offers end on January 31st at Toyota of Montgomery today. Online at toyotamontgomery.com. Part of the Sutherland Automotive Group.
Camry MSRP $30,958. RAV4 MSRP $28,214. 12,000 miles per year for 39-month leases with $3,638 to consign. Zero security deposit with approved credit plus tax, tag, title, and $995 doc fee.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228. Like the big boy said, if you want to get in on the program. Now, Eddie, do you remember the show To Catch a Predator?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was how long was that on? That was a big deal for a long time.
For a long time it was. That was must-see TV, buddy.
Yeah, let's look it up on the fly here, because this just came up. Apparently, there is now a new show called Takedown with Chris Hansen.
Oh, boy.
And
you ever show up in a room and it's just you and Chris Hansen?
Oh, you know,
you're done.
Yeah,
you're done. You're just done.
Why? Because you did it to yourself.
Right. It's your fault.
You made a big old mistake. No, but To Catch a Predator, how long was it? It was a series in the television news magazine Dateline.
Yeah.
So it was Chris Hansen and filmed with a hidden camera. Adult men arriving in a sting house to have sex with a minor and typically being arrested as a result.
Yeah.
The minors are adults impersonating underage persons, generally ages 12 to 13, in online chats. The series premiered in November 2004. Wow, okay, 2004.
But I remember Chris Hansen having some personal problems. I wonder if that happened while the show went away. He was on Theo.
Yeah, Theo Vaughn?
Yeah, there was a whole controversy there.
Well, I think, here, I'm looking in November 2006, they announced another To Catch a Predator sting had been conducted with law enforcement in Murphy, Texas. There were 25 men who arrived at the location over 4 days, with law enforcement investigating additional suspects. The predators included a former church music director and a former police officer in his 60s. These additional suspects, who conducted chats but did not arrive at the undercover house, the police attempted to serve him with a search warrant after he had been caught talking to and exchanging pictures with a volunteer posing as a 13-year-old boy. The guy's name is Louis Conrad. After Conrad failed to appear at a prearranged meeting, NBC and local police tracked him to his home. He committed suicide as police and the NBC camera crew entered his home.
I do remember that. Yep. I do remember that.
Well, it's almost like child sex predators don't want to be exposed.
You notice that?
Yeah. But apparently there's the new show out. So that lasted from only 04 to like 09. It was a few years. It had such an impact, though. You thought it went on.
I thought it went on. And I guess the reruns are still out, too.
Right. But now the Blount County Sheriff's Office will be featured on three upcoming episodes of Takedown with Chris Hansen. The show is similar to NBC's To Catch a Predator, but is on the True Blue, TRUBLU network.
There's another one similar to that. Was it Another 48 Hours or 48 Hours, which is like, and there's in Birmingham way too often.
Yeah.
Way too often.
Did Cops Go Away? Because I remember watching that in college.
I remember when they announced it was going to go away. And
fire up a fatty, watch some cops.
I don't know about all that, Joey, but I remember when they announced it was going to go away.
Let's be honest.
They announced Cops was going to go away, and I thought, and the public had an outcry, but I don't know if they came back or not.
I think it's on something else, but yeah, it was kind of a, how dare you make entertainment out of people catching predators? And they also, like, there's a lot of these shows, like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Dude. And then he said racist things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it surprise you?
Yeah, and it's like,
Did
we
it
can't
surprise anybody?
Why did that get him kicked out of his job?
Right. Well, I think it just got him off that show. And
Yeah, I think he's still doing stuff.
Right.
But Sheriff Mark Moon of Blount County said the show contacted him to participate, and he didn't hesitate. He added there is a nationwide issue with predators targeting children.
Oh, I agree.
And Blount County is not immune to that problem. I wanted to be proactive in going after these predators that seek after children, Moon said. A team from the Genesee County, Michigan Sheriff's Office came to Alabama to train deputies on how to handle child predator stings. Moon said deputies will also travel to Michigan to learn more about the stings so they can continue to hold operations in the future and be proactive in fighting crimes against children. You're not going to get away with that here, Moon said. We are going to be reactive. We are not going to be reactive anymore. We are coming after you.
Good deal.
Don't get caught in Blount County trying to hook up with a child for your evil desires, because I don't know about you guys, but for me, that is the worst crime that's out there. People that victimize our children and things like this, I don't stand for it. The Blount County Sheriff's Office will be featured in 3 episodes of Takedown with Chris Hansen. Apparently, True Blue's some new subscription service. All sorts of stuff popping up now.
Well, I kind of like an aggressive sheriff like that, kind of like Grady Judd, where he puts it out there when he catches them down in Florida. They asked him one time, why'd y'all shoot that guy 99 times? Because we ran out of bullets. That's the kind of sheriff I like.
Yeah. But how about the folks who get outraged that you outed a child predator? Like, you shouldn't do that.
You go look at their hard drive.
Yeah. Again, misplaced compassion.
Yeah, go look at their hard drive.
But that's fascinating. I wonder how much of that goes on in this state. Too much. Probably.
I'm sure a lot more than we even want to consider.
Yep. Now, the common knowledge it would be a family member. It'd be somebody you knew who had access. But yeah, these internet thing, it's been going on. I remember when I was a kid, around the time To Catch a Predator was on TV, and AOL Instant Messenger came out.
Yeah.
And you could easily get in a lot of trouble with that. It's brand new. Anybody could really talk to anybody.
Right. And everybody was learning. But I'm surprised, and it still happens, where you'll suddenly see someone's missing again, and they met someone online. I'm surprised how many kids are trustworthy to people they meet online.
And I've already told you about my Tinder story, where I kind of suspect it was a bot.
Yeah.
Way too good looking. Look at me. Look at that thing. And I'm kind of playing along because it's a bot, and they're like, so you want to meet? Yeah, let's meet in a public spot. Let's get some coffee or caramels or something. And they're like, no, meet at this address. And it was a warehouse outside of the WA exit. Glad I didn't follow through with that lead.
At what point did you figure out it was that warehouse? When you drove by it?
No, once they sent an address. And I looked it up, and I went, what?
You should have called me. We'd had a good time, man.
Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Red Top.
Hey, Red Top.
I have never watched any shows like that. I feel it's very bad for me mentally.
Oh, yeah.
And
it makes you really angry.
It's rough because, like we listed, it's not just, the group who never talks to anybody. It's, in fact, folks who would think are professionals, have a good life. What are you doing?
Right.
Well, I choose not to wallow in the mire of humanity. I choose the other end, the inspired part of it. And I'd rather much play my bass or my Fender 12 string, or my keyboard, or my bass pedals, or my mandolin. I haven't run out yet, but I'll stop there.
Wait, Red Top, you're telling me you're the epitome of the quote, we're all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars?
That's right.
Yeah, I thought that was
look at the stars. Although I don't know if we'll ever get there, Joey, as bad as the private enterprise was doing with the moon situation. NASA may have to go do it themselves again.
They might. Yeah, who knows?
Well, just to show you how damn good NASA is, all I got to say. Now, last night, this is much more important. I watched an hour documentary on Frontline on CBS about the case against the racketeering case in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
It's damning. The testimony is damning. The phone calls are damning. It's the most likely thing that could take him down if anything did. The only thing that can save him now is the misconduct between the prosecutor and the district attorney, which he was in court yesterday and got his divorce, so he didn't have to testify about his affair with the district attorney.
Right.
Or is it the attorney general? You know who's the
No, the district attorney, Fannie Willis.
Yeah, Fannie Willis. Yeah. Okay. So, see, that's a big issue now, and one of the defendants have already filed a court briefing about she's going to have the thing thrown out because, and it is a crooked case.
Yeah.
But you watch that hour documentary on Donald Trump and all the stuff they did and all the phone calls, you go, I hope it's thrown out because it don't look good. And now, Donald Trump was wrong in a lot of this stuff, but if he hadn't been harassed his whole presidency and a year before his presidency, I would be pissed off. But at this point, I can understand how outraged he was, and I probably would have been worse, considering the redheadedness. So it's worth watching because it's very telling about what happened those last few weeks. And and the ladies that he talked about at the election board, they're going to get a bunch of money. They're going to get a bunch of money. He shouldn't have said all that stuff about them ladies. They were just volunteers. So let's watch out for that. Otherwise, he's going to beat the hell out of everybody.
Well.
Yeah. So roll tide, go Trump. I'm with the boy. But, you know, it was a tense situation, and I encourage people to watch that whether you like it or not. It's good information. Okay, thank you, fellas.
Appreciate it, Red Top.
See you, Red Top.
272-9228. Again, that's 272-9228. Now, and I was reading more on here that apparently, you know, the guy who committed suicide after they're going to raid him, Louis Conrad Jr., well, after he died, the show was canceled in 2008. And in an interview with Time Magazine, Chris Hansen stated the show had simply run its course. The original episodes To Catch a Predator continued to air occasionally on MSNBC. In late 2007, right before it was canceled, Conrad's sister, Patricia, subsequently sued NBC Universal, saying that the police had raided her brother's house at the behest of NBC. In January 2008, federal judge Denny Chin, what a name, dismissed most of Patricia Conrad's claims, but found that she had a reasonable chance of proving that NBC had pressed police into engaging in unreasonable and unnecessary tactics solely for entertainment value, thus creating, quote, a substantial risk of suicide or other harm. He also found that Conrad could prove that police disregarded their duty to prevent Conrad from killing himself, and that NBC's actions amounted to conduct so outrageous and extreme that no civilized society should tolerate it. NBC and Conrad reached an undisclosed settlement that June. Wait, so publicly exposing men trying to sleep with 12-year-olds is what a civilized society doesn't do.
No. They just got weak.
Give me a break.
Yeah,
again, misplaced compassion. It's going to devour us if we keep going down that road.
Yeah, you're right.
272-9228. Another crazy story that's out there, just to give a little preview of it. These two brothers who were kidnapped by one of the cartels.
Yeah.
Yeah. They infiltrated a migrant caravan, and then they were kidnapped by a Gulf cartel. And they got out. But talk about stones. These guys got a big old pair. They need wheelbarrows to carry those cojones. Seriously. Apparently Jesse Waters got the interview and scoop, so we'll play that when we come back. But yeah, these guys, two brothers, infiltrate a migrant caravan. They get kidnapped by the cartels, and they live to tell the tale.
Wow, I can't believe they live to tell the tale.
You're going to want to hear this, folks. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations since we began in 1906. At CB&S Bank, we're here for you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Conservative Justice Sarah Stewart has the experience to lead Alabama's courts. As a tough-on-crime judge, Sarah Stewart presided over hundreds of cases, giving tough sentences to the worst criminals. Republicans can trust Justice Sarah Stewart to defend the Constitution and protect our families. On March 5th, vote conservative Republican Sarah Stewart for Alabama Chief Justice. Paid for by Sarah Stewart Campaign, 2029B, Airport Boulevard, Mobile, Alabama, 36606.
Hey there, River Region area. Dawson Electric hopes you had an amazing Christmas and a fantastic New Year. As we step into 2024, it's time to tackle those resolutions and make sure your home or business is in tip-top shape. And for all your electrical needs, there's one name you can trust, Dawson Electric. Whether you're planning a remodel, constructing a new home, or require service for your existing electrical systems, Dawson Electric has got you covered. Need emergency generators installed? Looking to enhance your outdoor space with stunning landscape lighting? Dawson Electric is the answer. We do it all for homes and commercial spaces alike. For more information, you can find us on Facebook. Search for Dawson Electric Company, LLC. Hit the like button and stay connected with us. We're happy to speak with you at any time. Just call 334-270-8024. Say it with me. That's 334-270-8024. For all your electrical service needs for home or business, call us at Dawson Electric. Dawson Electric, lighting up your world.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the program. Now, as promised, this is a clip from Jesse Kelly's show last night.
All right.
And again, this is one of the brothers. And what's his name? Anthony Rubin. Him and his brother infiltrated a migrant caravan. Says he was kidnapped by the Gulf Cartel. Gives
I bet he was.
Jesse a look inside the train of death. So let's listen in together.
You look like a pretty white fellow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my point exactly. I see why he was kidnapped immediately.
Can we get that as a drop on the air?
You look like a pretty white fellow.
Telling you, man.
Oh, okay. Let's actually listen now.
You look like a pretty white fellow with proper English skills. How are you able to fit in this caravan?
Well, we did our best. I mean, as far as fitting in, we kind of stuck out like sore thumbs, but, you know, you just got to get along and, you know, be aware of your surroundings and honestly hope for the best because it was just my brother and I, and luckily we came out the other end alive.
So there's a lot of outside money pouring into this caravan. You see they hand out maps, they hand out food. Where is all this money coming from? Outside of the United States?
Well, a lot of the money comes from the United States. If you're talking about as far as where they're getting these maps from, where they're getting a lot of these food packages from, and all this other aid that you see, a lot of it comes directly from the United States. When you're in these Panamanian refugee camps that we include in the video, you will see the U.S. flag in there. Con el apoyo de, and then there's the big United States flag with the support of the United States. You also see the European Union flag in there as well. And then, of course, there's outside funding from different charitable organizations, but the United States, U.S. taxpayers, are funding a lot of what you see in that documentary.
Okay, so the U.S. is funding the invasion, as Texas calls it. Doesn't make much sense to me. When you encountered a Chinese camp, and we'll play a clip of it, we'll get your reaction. Roll it.
This is a known hub, a known meeting place for Chinese that are in transit on their way to the United States. Last night when we were here, we were eating at this hotel restaurant, and we were the only foreigners that were not Chinese. I mean, literally the entire hotel is just Chinese foreigners. While there are some women and children, it's mostly military-aged males. Among all of the foreign nationals that are entering the United States illegally, the Chinese are among the most well-funded and the most sophisticated in the way they go about getting to the United States.
So why did you say that the Chinese are the most sophisticated throughout the caravan travel?
Because you see a lot of these other groups that are on the way up here, for example, the Venezuelans. These are people that, generally speaking, don't have that much money. I mean, they've been wiped out with hyperinflation, and they're just trekking to the U.S. on foot, whereas the Chinese, they're taking airplanes everywhere. And they have dedicated hubs like the one you see in that video. And there were other ones that we saw along the way, these dedicated hotels where they all fly into. It's all Chinese. We were the only non-Chinese people there during that night. We talked to the staff. They confirmed that. And then they keep going through and they hand each other. This is also on muckraker.com. People can find this. They hand each other, for example, different PDF blueprints that they pass around to WeChat groups with instructions on how to get to the United States. I've obtained these blueprints and I published them on my website. People could go find that.
Yeah, Anthony, you're saying you didn't find a single Trump supporter in this entire caravan?
No, and we looked pretty hard. I'm not sure that any exist, at least, not any that we encountered for sure.
And they like Biden because he's a nice guy, they say.
Because he's a nice guy, because he's opened up the border, and because he's going to let them all in. Yeah, correct.
And their plans when they arrive here, what do they tell you?
It's usually more of the same. We're coming for work. We're coming for a better life. And then you'll say, well, what kind of work are you looking to do? And they'll say, I don't know. Some of them might say, I'm going to work as a cashier. I think that's what you played a clip of a man from Pakistan who said he liked Joe Biden because he opened up the border. But a lot of them say they just don't know. But they're coming up here. They think they're going to have a better life. And that's that.
So it doesn't sound like there's a lot of legitimate asylum claims at all. Did you run into any trouble with the cartels?
Before he answers that, remember the clip we just played a few minutes ago? Joe Biden saying, I've done all I can do.
He's not lying. He's done all he can do.
Give me the authority. Give me the power. I've done all I can do. I got to stop this crisis. Yeah, the one that you helped create.
You didn't help.
You lying sack of crap. Back to the tape. How did you handle the cartels? Have any trouble with the cartels, young man?
We got kidnapped by the Gulf Cartel as we were about to cross into the United States.
And they released you because they knew you were going to appear on Jesse Waters Primetime?
I suppose. Well, I did warn them of that, yeah. And I said, listen, guys, you guys don't want to do this. But no, that's exactly what happened. They took us. They blindfolded myself. They pulled a hood over my brother's head. And we got driven out to the middle of an abandoned field, making a long story short. I mean, these are armed men with assault rifles, pistols at their hip, drive us out to the middle of an empty field, open up the door. They take the hood off my brother. They take the blindfolds off myself. And I thought they were going to possibly put bullets in our head. Why else are we in the middle of this field? But they decided to lay out all of our electronics. Again, make a long story short, they smashed it with the crowbar and they let us go. And then that was it. We actually had to go for this documentary, so everybody's aware. We had to fly back into Mexico after the kidnapping, back into enemy territory to recapture a lot of this footage that we lost. So when you watch this documentary, that's actually 2 trips in one.
Wow. All right, Anthony, you're a brave guy. Your brother's a brave man. Good luck. We're glad you made it. And it's really good work that you're showing us that, because it's really difficult to get that kind of in-depth footage. So
it is amazing. Really incredible work. Again, that's Muckraker. Just look that up.
I still can't believe people are actually in denial and people are surprised at what's actually happened. So here's an idea. You're talking about that Chris Hansen did. Let's send him to the border.
Chris Hansen?
He's able to get people actually looking at something. And that's all it's going to take. It's literally just going to take Americans paying attention to it. Again, I go back to the oil spill. Nobody gave a crap till we put a camera down there.
Right.
Put cameras across this, and you can't, though. They won't let you. Any drone that goes across that border or flies along that fence, taken down. They are doing all they can do to keep you in the dark about this. And how many states, how many 100 or a million people came across, like 2 states worth so far. It's been documented this year.
Right. Come
Just
on.
diluting the system.
Come on, man.
And the worst part is there is a radio station, I've seen it 100 times now, they ad for it, where they specifically go after migrants and they tell them how to come across the border, then go back and do it again next week just to keep collecting the money. And we're such fools. We just keep paying it.
Really is a shame. Shifting gears, you know, I'm hosting the presidential debate for Alabama's Libertarian Party.
Oh, yeah. That's coming up.
Yeah, Saturday night. Chehaw State Park.
Chehaw, beautiful.
I think the debate starts at like 7 o'clock.
I think it's pronounced
2-hour
Chehaw.
debate. Chehaw?
Chehaw.
Beautiful. Or is it Chehaw?
Oh, go with that one. Let me know how that one gets.
For some reason, I went down the rabbit hole of watching Kung Pao Enter the Fist clips the other day.
Good choice.
That takes me to talk about firing up a fatty.
Good choice, Joey.
some of the old kung fu movies are great, and some of the early Jackie Chan ones are really
really good. Now, do you remember a movie called They Call Me Bruce? I strongly suggest you see that movie.
We're going to fight on Mount Chehaw.
They Call Me Bruce.
I'm looking forward to that debate. We already got the questions in, and should be a good time with all the candidates assembled. But there's a particular guy who hasn't made it official that he's running for the Libertarian Party.
Yeah.
At least he's not on the list of debate folks showing up this Saturday. And folks, it's what? Michael Rechtenwald, Chase Oliver, Mike Tremont, I believe, and it could be a few others. And it should be Jacob Hornberger. It could be Joshua Smith there. We'll see when we get there on the night of. But one guy that I didn't know would run as a libertarian, guess who's considering it now? Because the Libertarian Party has ballot access in all 50 states, I believe.
Who that?
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to sound foolish.
Right.
Is that right? Because of the ballot access.
Right. Here's the quote. He says, "We're talking to the Libertarian Party. I feel very comfortable with most of the values of the Libertarian Party. And like I say, we have good relationships. I'm talking regularly to libertarian groups, so we'll continue to do those talks." Angela McCurdle is the chair of the Libertarian National Committee. The party will hold its national convention from May the 24th through the 26th in Washington. Based on comments from Mr. Kennedy and Ms. McCurdle, it's possible that he could be the party's presidential nominee. Unlike Democrats and Republicans, the Libertarian Party selects its nominee based on votes from registered delegates at the convention.
I like that idea.
They actually, have a convention that matter. It's kind of fun. But Mr. Kennedy met with Ms. McCurdle before he announced that he would run as an independent last October. We've had a lot of good conversations and we're on good terms, and I really respect his decision to want to go independent. The Libertarians really admire the strong position he took against mandates and lockdowns, and so we're going to stay on friendly terms and see what happens, said Ms. McCurdle, the chair of the LP. And as essentially a libertarian, I've never been an official party member, but as a little L libertarian or something like that, I find that RFK Jr. does say a lot of things I love.
Right.
And then there's a lot of, there's that sort of liberal stuff that comes up on, say, the environment and other forms of regulation and whatnot that makes me a little skeptical of him. But as far as
you're never going to find somebody
Democrats
100%,
go,
right?
RFK Jr. ain't bad.
You're not going to find anyone 100%. Even Trump, we don't find Trump 100%.
Right. Wait, what are you talking about? You're either on or off the Trump train.
I'm on the train.
Eddie.
I'm on the train. But I ain't drinking all that Kool-Aid while I'm on the train. I know he is a man after all.
Well, wait. You're saying you're not going to vote for Trump?
That's not what I said at all.
Because I was about to say.
You look like a pretty white fellow with...
Yeah, so you're a Trump guy.
I am a Trump guy. I don't think it has to do with the white fellow part, but I need somebody back in control.
This part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and her team, well, they're ready to help you with so much when it comes to the housing market. Now, it could be you're just looking to buy a house. Pretty straightforward, though it is, it's not easy if you've never done it before. So you want folks that are true professionals that are local, that will actually get to know you, get to know your goals in buying a home.
Exactly.
And they'll walk with you every step of the way, from pre-approval all the way to closing day. And it is really wonderful work they've done for thousands and thousands of folks now. And it doesn't have to be your first rodeo. Maybe you had a bad experience. You tried a national company. You tried an internet site. These sorts of things. Yeah, it ain't going to happen. No surprises on closing day with Alabama Home Mortgage. And, of course, right now they're offering great refinance deals to everyone, but especially veterans. The VA home loan programs allow, I think, up to 100% refinance of your home's estimated value, which is an amazing deal. But that's just the cash-out refinance, right?
Yeah, they have a special deal. What if you got student loans?
They have rate refinance for that. And so I'll put it this way. You don't get the same penalties when you do the rate refinance as a cash-out.
Correct.
Now, a cash-out still can make sense, but with student loans, what you're really trying to do is kind of just get those off the books without taking too much of a hit, if any. And if you have equity built up in your home, well, they have a great rate refinance deal for you at Alabama Home Mortgage. Just ask Kim and Madeline about it when you call them at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. More news and views in the afternoon after this break.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
I'm at Miss Dot at the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall, and Dot, we're ready to roll into a new year.
Happy New Year.
Tell me what's going on here at Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall.
The booths are being restocked. The hot cider is going. The rocking chairs are here, and there are great sales going on in some of the booths. Really and truly, there's some neat stuff around here. You need to come in and see it.
Shouldn't people plan to come maybe spend some time and find all the treasures here at Eastbrook?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've got some that come in and spend their lunch hour, and they bring their lunch and eat as they shop around, and which is fine with me. But then some come and spend the whole day, and I just love that.
Do you have any events coming up soon?
Anniversary sale will be here in February. Don't know the exact date yet, but listen for the ad. Come shop that day because it'll be a great event.
All right, Dot, give us the hours of operation.
Monday through Friday, 10 until 6. Saturday, 9 until 6. Sunday is 12:30 to 4:30.
That's the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall, 425 Coliseum Boulevard.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Hi, everybody. On this last day of January, a bit of a temperature setback, a little brisk, but there are some warmer days in our future. Today will be quite breezy with a high temperature only up to about 57, sun and cloud mix, mainly clear. We're headed for the freeze mark tonight, overnight low temperature by dawn 32. Tomorrow, February begins on a pretty nice note with a high near 60, mostly sunny. Then Friday's nice, high 67, Saturday 68, more sun. Rain holding off till Saturday night into Sunday, and maybe a few thunderstorms. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
John Bobo with Capital Tractor. Rev things up in 2024 with Kubota and Capital Tractor. From the #1 rated compact tractor to the #1 selling compact excavator and more, we're powering Alabama. Kubota and Capital Tractor, Montgomery, Brundage, and Greenville.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Hey, by the way, folks, we're now live streaming the show.
That's exactly right, Joey. Forgot to mention that earlier.
Joey Clark live on YouTube.
YouTube, on the X.
At the Joey Clark on X.
On the Facebook.
Just search Joey Clark.
There's one more in there.
And on the News Talk Facebook as well.
Oh, of course, yeah. But I was thinking there was one more streaming platform. No, that's it. That's it. We need to expand that then.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Okay.
But like and subscribe there on YouTube.
Definitely.
Helps us out greatly. And share with your friends. And you have the freedom to comment. Gumtown John says, Jesse Waters has a punchable face. Well,
he does.
He does.
As a guy with a punchable face?
Yeah, me too.
I see that in other people as well.
Well, you have more of a smackable face.
Smackable? I don't know, man. I don't know. I've gotten it, not so much the smacks, but I have caught the knuckle sandwiches.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Smart mouth.
Fist fights?
Smart mouth.
Like just somebody cold cocked you? And
I won't say they cold cocked me. I was too busy running my mouth and I didn't see it coming.
Oh. Have you ever been in a fight where it went from like, okay, we're being men fighting it, where it started to feel like this is dangerous?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
You're fighting a plant where there's stuff around that can kill somebody.
Oh, sure.
And you're caught up in the moment. Yeah. Happens a lot. But not with me. I'm a very cool, mellow person.
So you don't go like 0 to 100, break a bottle like, oh.
No, but I did knock somebody over the head with a CD player one time. Back in the mid 90s, yeah, we were going at it, and there was no stopping him.
They were heavy back then.
Yeah, there was no stopping him, and it was a big, like that big, and I just reached off the counter and bashed him in the head. That was the only thing that would stop him.
He was just coming at you, like throwing blows?
Yeah, he was wasted. No,
Did he try to kick you?
No, he was doing the swinging and grabbing, and I'm not into that.
Yeah, I think good advice is you're not going to kick a man when he's down. When are you going to kick him? But if you try to do like a big roundhouse, careful, you're going to hurt yourself.
Not only that, all that other person does is step away and watch you windmill.
or you're not that fast, so they just catch your leg, and then you're in a lot of trouble.
Even better is when the roundhouse only goes like 2 inches off the ground.
Right. No, I can admit I've never been in like a real dangerous fight before. Like I've been in moments, but I always have a way of kind of diffusing situations.
Yeah,
and I'm not
too.
that big and intimidating either. Well, especially back in college, I was only like $155, so I'm a little guy. And honestly, little guys can get away.
Guys that wouldn't quit.
No, it's funny. Little guys get away with starting fights and saying a lot of crap. Like it could be the biggest guy in the bar. He knows, even though you're saying outrageous things to him, a 6'8" guy can't beat up like a 5'2" guy. That's just not cool, man.
Not nice.
Now, he can pick you up and go just take you outside and
set you in a trash can
and then say, all right, if you want to come back in, you're going to have to hold my pocket. Am I right? That's allowed, I think. You can embarrass the little guy, but yeah, little guys get away with a lot of that crap because this is why we have weight divisions and like fighting competitions and whatnot.
What about in the whole tranny world? Is there going to be weight divisions in that?
The whole tranny world?
Well, like the men that want, the women that want to play the men's, no, the men that want to play the women's sports.
Yeah.
Are they going to have to do the whole weight class too?
Probably. I don't know how I don't think it's happening in UFC.
And I sure would like. I know there's a lot of people that like to see some UFC fighting with the tranny.
Who was the one that did it early though? I don't think it was in UFC, but it might have been in other MMA.
It lasted like 18 seconds.
Fallon Fox. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's a man.
Right. See, the other sports, you might take a beating, but not a physical beating. But when it comes to the physical beatings, well, they're a little bit more or less more apprehensive to get involved with it because they know they're going to take a beat down.
Now, Spam is putting out there, Diet Spam today. RFK
Diet Spam.
Jr. has called for people like Glenn Beck to be euthanized. Is that crazy liberal stuff? When did he call for Glenn Beck to be euthanized? Are you high, Sam?
Hold on, let's look into that. That's interesting.
272-9228. Patriot Czar says, if it makes Eddie feel better, I joined the Navy at age 17 before completing the 12th grade. Today, I'm a member of the same board of realtors as he is.
Oh, don't get me going on that. I'll get us all fired. Let's just say with realtor. Well, never mind. I'm getting this all out.
Hey, no, what about them?
We're a bunch of good people. I can tell you that.
Yeah, salt of the earth, right?
Absolutely. We got rules that we have to follow.
Never been in a fist fight with any of them.
No.
No.
Right. Never mailed any of them a bag of glitter.
Or something
right.
else.
Right. We are a great bunch of individuals.
Well, gotta love the comment section. Again, Joey Clark Live. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And comment while we're doing the show. Now, I was scrolling through the Twitter yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
X platform, and I saw Senator Brett put a thing out.
Oh, did she?
It wasn't about the border, and it wasn't about deterrence against the Houthis or the Iranian-backed militias. It was saying thoughts and prayers to Joe Manchin.
Oh, that's right, Joey.
His family. And so I'm like, why is she talking?
Yeah,
what happened to
that's
Joe Manchin of West Virginia? Then it turned out his wife was in Alabama.
She was in Alabama yesterday, right?
Yeah, and she got in an awful car wreck. It wasn't her fault. Apparently it was, you were just telling me off air.
Yeah, apparently a
suspect trying to get away from
running
police.
from the police, yeah.
And she got hit by that guy.
To the point of she's in the hospital.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's awful to hear.
Yeah, she was in the hospital with a friend of hers, in the car with a friend of hers. Looks like they got sideswiped, and both had to go to UAB.
Well, that's no good.
No, but I wonder if they caught the guy.
Yeah, I wonder too.
And that's another thing. It's one thing to run from the police. Well, I won't even say that. Well, I used to when I was a kid. We were on our motorcycles.
I did too when I was a kid.
But we weren't in traffic with a several 1,000-pound automobile running from the cops.
Right. What we mean is, and I'm sure this is what you mean, you're at a house party and you're 16 and you're drinking beer and the cops show up.
I've never done that at all.
All right.
I was too busy throwing dirt clogs.
No, I remember there was one house party.
Yeah.
It was right after a very successful production of Godspell was performed where I was Jesus.
Of course you were.
And where was the guy playing Jesus later that night? At a house party. And honestly, I was
Were you turning
pretty
water
good
into wine?
I was pretty good in high school, even though I went to stuff like this. And, normal party, not too much going on. High school kids, they're boring. And I was one, I know. And all of a sudden, the cops show up, and people just start running out the back door. And I kind of walk out the back door.
Because why? Were you Jesus?
No, I wasn't going to make that claim. Well, I just performed as Jesus in Godspell tonight, sir. No, it was more like it was just crowded.
Yeah.
And so everybody's kind of rushing out, and I see one of my friends, there was a privacy fence people were hopping into the next yard. He goes to hop it, and he puts his weight, and the plank breaks. Ooh. And I go, yeah, I ain't doing that. So I just turn around. It was a big old cop. It had to be like 6'4" or something. Flashlight right in my eye. He's like, what are you doing, son? I'm like, well, just hanging out, sir. He goes, why are your friends running away? I'm like, well, probably because they've been drinking, officer. Go the hell inside.
Exactly.
And so I went inside, went out the front door, got in my car and left.
Yeah, it's like no big deal, right?
Yeah. Like, y'all stop freaking out.
Well, Joey, the only reason you were able to get away is you weren't causing any trouble. You weren't running. You weren't getting that. He didn't get that adrenaline rush over you. But that guy that got hung on the fence, I got a feeling he had some issues later on.
I can get how instinct takes over, but one of the dumbest things you can do is try to fight a cop.
Oh,
Like, what are you doing? You ain't going to win.
You're not going to win. You're going to lose on
Even
many
if you
levels.
win in the moment, which is rare, you're going to lose everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, winning is losing in that situation. And plus, a lot of these cops have more training than you. They're going to put you to the ground hard. You're not going to like it.
You're going to end up in handcuffs.
Yeah, you're going to end up in
gonna
jail.
End up in handcuffs.
And then in prison. Anyway, all that from these comments.
Well, what I was getting back to is these people that do run from the law in that type of situation. I don't know if there's charges that are added to what they normally have done, but man, they've risked so many people's lives. And the biggest ones are the motorcycles, and I see them. They'll come by me on the interstate. I'm doing 75.
Mm-hmm.
They're passing me like I'm standing still. So I know they're in the 90s plus.
That's crazy on a bike.
It is.
You're just, maybe I'll die today. It's kind of the thought.
Pretty much, man.
Yeah, I don't. It's a reminder of how many people live in different worlds. They might be your next door neighbor, but they live in a completely different world in their head than you.
So true.
And I think our biggest problem in this world is always somebody else's fault. Why you always got to be blaming other people for your problems?
Saying that, is this Americans or in the world that people do not like to take responsibility?
Well, that's, I think, a human thing for the most part. But when it goes right is when people take responsibility for themselves, especially like somebody who's done wrong goes, yeah, I did wrong. Punish me. I'm not going to fight it. Like, you caught me. I did it.
Yeah.
The guys who just will go to the grave denying it, it's just like, really?
Like a Bill Clinton with the whole, that killed me. And I was a teenager. I knew what happened. But to see Bill Clinton sit there and squirm and say, well, it depends on the definition of is. And that made me embarrassed for probably the first time in my life of a president.
Yeah.
You can't even be, I mean, at that point in time, everyone knows. All you have to do now is just admit what everybody already knows. And you can't even do that.
Yeah. And how, baller would have been if he'd be like, yeah, I got my cork soaked.
I don't know if I'd have been any more impressed, but I was sure
you want some McDonald's?
Unimpressed.
You
with
want
that.
some McDonald's?
Yeah, and to me, that's where my political kind of awakening came when I realized that politicians are just not the greatest people, man.
No, Napolitano and I were talking about that. He said he got to know Lindsey Graham during that.
Oh, is that right?
Time when Lindsey was one of the House managers of the Clinton impeachment.
It's not just about sex.
And Lindsey has changed over time. He's gotten worse, especially with the hawkish stuff. But hey, we got to hit a break.
Well, hold on. Newt Gingrich, he was the one giving Clinton holy crap about that.
Sure.
Doing
and
the
Gingrich.
same
Of
dang
course.
thing himself.
Of course, man.
I just.
What do you think? Lindsey is a schoolboy?
That's what-
Stop playing with it.
When any of them come to jump on somebody else, I just want to go guilty. Guilty.
And by the way, Eddie and I ain't saints either.
Yeah, we don't know. What have I done?
I know you.
What have I done lately that
You remember when you used to go by Eduardo Baterez?
that was a different life, Joey? I've evolved.
Yeah, it was you.
I've evolved into
into what?
To the man you see continuing to evolve today.
Right. He's like the missing link of it.
I'm evolving.
Come see the missing link. Isn't it a shame that white folks don't talk that way anymore?
It'd be better if they did. Be a little more honest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honest conversations are hard to come by, Joey.
But we got to hit a quick break.
All right.
Hopefully we'll have Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances after this segment.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Sometimes you need things done around your house or land that your lawnmower or weed eater just can't handle. That's when you call Prattville Farm Center. They bring their own crew and equipment and clear whatever you need. They say no job is too small. I've been going to Prattville Farm Center for years, and I like dealing with hometown folks. They get the job done right and get it done quickly. If you have land that needs clearing, call Randy at Prattville Farm Center on South Memorial Drive in Prattville. Call 365-5400.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. an equal housing lender.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Gumtown John commenting on the live stream. I mean, come on, look at my wife. Can you blame me? Also, Bill Clinton. Yeah, I can. I can still blame you, Bill. You have to go with the intern. Though I think some people got elected to Congress thinking that's the whole point of interns. Well, times have changed, gentlemen. Times have changed. Let's go to Sam. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Joey. Thanks for taking my call. We were talking about Glenn Beck a minute ago. You know, Glenn, he's been on the air for a decade, and he had this little clip of RFK Jr. Saying if he had his way, he would kill Rush Limbaugh and people like Glenn Beck, and for their such and such against climate change, they're anti this, that, and other. You know, it's an absolute line of crap. But anyways, Beck, he plays it fairly often. You know, I catch a little of his stuff usually in the evening, and just wanted to.
No, I didn't know that history was there, but I'm not that surprised. A man grows. Look at Eddie.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
And another 10 years of Eddie there at the desk. Well, we're gonna let that go. Hey, the other question you asked, you were wondering if I'm high.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still doing therapy, the oxygen tank, and so yes, I'm.
So in a way, yeah.
I'm wound up like a clock. That's all I got, brother.
Well, I appreciate it, Sam.
Yeah, man.
And I'm glad to hear those hyperbaric chamber treatments are going well for him.
Yes.
Let's go to Larry. Now try that first line. Hey, Larry, how you doing?
Hey, good, Joey. You were talking about playing Jesus, and I just wanted to say, I kind of like to think of Jesus with like giant eagle's wings, singing lead vocals for Leonard Skinner, like an angel man behind him, and Eddie sitting in the front row just hammering.
Great pull, man. Oh, I appreciate it, Larry.
And those runaway bus drivers, that's not unique to Birmingham. I have a friend who was showing me the damage done to her car yesterday by a 12-year-old driving a vehicle here in our great capital city.
A 12-year-old?
A 12-year-old.
Well, this is the second one we've heard in a few months. Dang, man. Where are the parents at?
From one of our friends south of the border.
Ah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the call, Larry. Really do.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too, Larry.
You didn't hear him. He had a great quote from Talladega Nights.
Oh.
You know, you're talking about Jesus. I like to think of Jesus with wings and all this, singing Free Bird.
Yeah.
I mean, in the front row. Yeah.
That's the Jesus I know.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's go to Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing today?
I'm good. I thought the big prayer was little baby Jesus.
Yeah, there's that one, too.
There's that one, yeah.
Oh, come at you like a spider monkey.
I mean, it's not often the Jews know about little baby Jesus.
Oh, well, so how's it going there today at Cohen's Electronics and Appliances?
Man, it is going good. After I got off the phone with you yesterday, we had two customers come in that we had both quoted. We quoted both of them a deal on a sofa set up with a chair. And of course, they both wanted the same unit, but one of them got here first, so naturally he got to take advantage of the floor model deal. But business has been good. Lots of furniture going out, lots of washers and dryers and appliances. So life is good.
Well, I'm always happy to hear that. And folks, you want to go by there and actually get to know these fine folks at Cohen's, because they're going to steer you in the right direction depending on, what you're looking for, from great furniture like seating options to home entertainment units to, like what we talked about yesterday, the Speed Queen devices that are made real sturdy and built to last. Y'all got it going on there at Cohen's. And there's service before and after the sale. That's why they say there at Cohen's, we deliver confidence. You recommend folks check out thinkcohens.com, call y'all, or I keep recommending they stop by, see y'all in person.
Well, the best way is clearly to come by, but I mean, you can kind of get an idea of what we have. You can actually look at some of the stuff online to maybe give you more questions when you come in. But the best way is to always come in and see and touch and feel it, and you'll get a better understanding of what we have to offer. You can ask us questions, and we'll help guide you to make the right decision for whatever your needs and your home are.
And that location, folks, 2515 Eastern Boulevard, right here in Montgomery. They're open 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. Appreciate the time as always, Michael.
Take care. Bye.
See you, Michael.
272-9228. More news and views in the afternoon after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The Federal Reserve announcing it's holding interest rates steady, as expected, and signaled that rate cuts are not imminent. The U.S. attributed the drone attack that killed 3 U.S. service members in Jordan to the Islamic resistance in Iraq, an umbrella group of Iran-backed militias that includes the terrorist group Kataib Hezbollah. Former President Donald Trump meeting with members of the Teamsters Union in Washington. The meeting part of Trump's effort to win over the blue-collar workers who fueled his 2016 victory and who are expected to play a major role in November, particularly in critical Midwestern swing states like Wisconsin and Michigan. Stocks are lower. The Dow is down 69 points. The Nasdaq losing 238. This is SRN News.
The new FedNow system is paving the way for the digital dollar. It grants the government unprecedented access to your financial transactions. This isn't just an invasion of privacy. It's a direct assault on your liberty and hard-earned money. It's another reason why I recommend physical gold IRAs from the Birch Gold Group. I'm Lance Wallnow. I'm a news analyst and a podcaster with nearly 25 million downloads to people just like you who cherish their financial independence. A precious metals IRA can help you avoid the scrutiny of Big Brother while also preserving your retirement savings through almost anything, including economic crashes, political instability, and even hyperinflation. To find out more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word FAITH to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and see how a gold IRA can help you. Text FAITH to 989898. Remember, there's no strings attached. Text FAITH to the number 989898 right now, and I pray you're blessed with continued prosperity.
Weather is brought to you by the Johnny Adams Law Firm. Your health and well-being can quickly be impacted by changing weather. The Johnny Adams Law Firm wants you to remain safe and be weather alert with the Rich Thomas Weather Network.
Hi, everybody. On this last day of January, a bit of a temperature setback, a little brisk, but there are some warmer days in our future. Today will be quite breezy with a high temperature only up to about 57, sun and cloud mix. Mainly clear. We're headed for the freeze mark tonight. Overnight low temperature by dawn, 32. Tomorrow, February, begins on a pretty nice note with a high near 60, mostly sunny. Then Friday's nice, high 67. Saturday, 68, more sun. Rain holding off till Saturday night into Sunday, and maybe a few thunderstorms. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
1819 News.
A state senator is slamming the rollout of medical cannabis here in Alabama. State Senator Larry Stutz says it's either corruption or incompetence that caused the catastrophic rollout. Stutz now predicts that the same thing will occur in any attempts to bring gambling to the state. Stutz spoke with 1819 News editor-in-chief Jeff Poore on FM Talk 106.5 Automobile.
I made that point in our Senate debate on it, just a setup for corruption, and they're either corrupt or incompetent. 3 years ago, you could see that coming. And, and that's the same situation with gaming. Who's going to run it? Where are the facilities going to be located? How's it going to be managed? Who's going to decide who gets what? So those two issues are kind of a mirror image of each other. You think a marijuana dispensary license is a big deal. Try getting a casino license and see how big a deal that is.
I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
Mobile police have now arrested a 16-year-old female after a shooting occurred at LaFleur High School on Tuesday. Police Chief Paul Prine says the female student got into an argument with a 15-year-old male student and then produced a handgun, shooting the male student. The victim has been treated for non-life-threatening injuries, along with another 17-year-old bystander who was also injured. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hey, it's Lyle from Marguerite's. We all want to wish you a wonderful, happy new year, 2024. We're building all new, beautiful jewelry for you. Of course, we remake things. If you have anything sitting around, bring it in. Let's see what we can do with it. Marguerite's is full service. We have the best jewelers around. We have the best gift wrappers around. We have the best merchandise around. We have the best pricing around. We have the best quality around. But I'm not bragging. We're darn good, though. Come in and see us at Marguerite's. We really appreciate it. Looking forward to a great 2024.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the program. That's 272-9228.
Did you happen to see that clip yesterday? I think it was yesterday, of Nancy Pelosi and some folks were outside her address, her house, and they had a few comments to her, and she said, "Why don't you go back to China?
Why don't you go back to Russia?"
None of those folks look Chinese. They all look just kind of like you and
no,
me.
but that's been Nancy's defense. It was over the weekend. Sunday shows is that these folks are what these people protesting Israel's actions. That's what Putin wants. You see now, old bat.
Right. So along with we talk about term limits, maybe we should also talk about age limits.
Oh, we should.
Again,
it's getting
honest
bad.
Conversation need to be had.
Well, for instance, I think, Barack Obama still looks like Barack Obama.
Yep.
He still seems like himself. I mean, he's 60 now?
If that. Maybe.
If that.
Yeah.
So he's fine. Like, he was don't get me started on Barack Obama as a president.
Right.
But I never questioned the man's, mind
senility?
working, so to speak. Yeah. But you start seeing, old clips of Biden, and then Biden today, even Biden in 2020 compared to today, or look at clips of Pelosi from a few years back compared to today. Mitch McConnell, likewise.
Again,
Chuck Schumer, too.
Why can't we have these honest conversations about, hey, maybe there's an age limit when we should say, hey, you know what? Still love you, but we need somebody that's going to have a little bit more lifetime to be passing laws.
Yeah, but I think the folks that mostly do the voting are like, be careful of those opinions, Sonny. You might break a bone.
I can agree with that. And as we saw with Vivek, not everybody is ready for
what, a brown Hindu guy who's 38?
That and just modern way of thinking is the way I see it.
Yeah.
But we got to push. Just go back to China. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, senile bat.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's becoming a sad joke that, They are who we thought they were. It's being confirmed by the day. They are who we thought they were. Who do we got?
David.
Hey, David, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Pretty good,
Doing
man.
right.
There needs to be a cutoff of 70 years of age. Any government employee, period. I don't care if it's a lawmaker, a judge, or a dog catcher. 70 years, period.
I'm with that. I mean, I'm not too far from that.
Mandatory retirement.
Yeah, it should be.
That's the way it should be. So
I agree.
Anyway,
I agree.
That's my 2 cents.
Well,
No,
and
I like
also,
your 2 cents, David.
Appreciate it, David. People who are 70 and up can still play a role.
That's the thing, man.
And actually, they can play a role in a way that I think would maximize their wisdom and experience.
Right.
In the sense that, okay, I'm not the one who has to make the final decision, whether I'm voting on something in the Senate or signing something as a president, but I can be an advisor.
I think, though, and we kind of talked about it before, I think it's a power thing. I've been in power so long, I do not want to take a back seat to someone. I don't want to be the co-pilot. I am the pilot or I'm nothing. Well, okay, in that case, you're nothing.
Now, I want to go to another take because, yesterday and the week before and the week before that, I've been saying this government is illegitimate. It's unconstitutional.
You've been saying that a while.
Yeah, I've been saying that for
More than a
since
couple weeks.
Like a few years.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
I still feel very safe on it.
So it's always great when I see other folks saying the similar things, if
Oh,
not
yeah?
the same thing.
When they're catching on?
So this is from a guy named Brian McGlinchey.
Are you sure that's a real name?
Well, it's on Substack. Who knows? But it's his Substack's called Stark Realities with Brian McGlinchey. Some names are just funny.
Right. Like Mayor McCheese.
I'm why you got me in I'm forgetting my high school terms. Why do you have me in detention, Principal McClinchy?
Right.
Right. It's like Mr. Feeney. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's up there with
Or
that.
Mr. Hankey.
Now, Mr. Feeney, he was a role model. He taught a lot of people.
He taught a lot of people, all right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he necessarily taught them the best lessons.
Oh, I've gotten when I haven't done it in a while, long time. But when I was a kid, Boy Meets World was one of those shows. And Topanga's still hot.
Okay, thank you. That
She's
was the
still
best part
smoke
about
show.
Boy Meets World.
Kelly from Saved by the Bell.
Too slutty.
What about the one that went on to do Showgirls?
I appreciate her.
Especially that bull
She
scene.
took a risk.
Like, if you're a teenager watching that, somehow you got that RA movie, you're like, that's how sex works? No, kid. This is what you don't know.
I appreciated the risk she was willing to take as an artist.
Anyway, back to Brian McGlinchey. Americans are fighting for control of federal powers that shouldn't exist. Today's federal government is almost entirely unconstitutional.
Yes.
It's no secret that politics in the United States is growing increasingly acrimonious, to the point that a 2022 poll found that 43% of Americans think a civil war is at least somewhat likely in the next decade.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what few people realize. The intensity of our division springs from a federal government operating far beyond the limits of the Constitution. Amen. Fueling a fight for control over powers that were never supposed to exist at the national level. To put it another way, if the federal government were confined to its actual granted authorities, federal elections would be of little interest to the general public because the outcome would be largely irrelevant to their everyday lives. American founders drafted the Constitution with great trepidation. Having just escaped British tyranny, the people of the separate states would comprise the proposed union were wary of centralizing too much power at the federal level, and thus sowing the seeds of a new tyranny. They therefore set out to create a federal government to which the states delegated only certain limited powers, with all other subjects of governance reserved to the states. Those powers, only 18 of them, are listed one by one in Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution. They include such things as the powers to raise armies, maintain a navy, declare war, borrow money, coin money, establish punishments for counterfeiters and pirates, set standards of weights and measures, secure patents, and establish post offices. I want to stop there. Standards of weights and measures.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name of it. It's like the National Laboratories. I think it's under NIH where they do that.
Yep.
So there's like a $2,000 jar of peanut butter. And it's like, why? It doesn't taste good. But they're the folks, when you see the nutrition table on the back of it, they're actually giving you the most generic peanut butter. And so for other private companies to test their products, so they're in the peanut butter industry, they take the generic to see if their machine's actually working before they start actually testing their own stuff. And they have everything under the sun in this warehouse. It's really like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's like, what is this multiverse that we've walked into created by the federal government?
But it somewhat works. That end of it.
Though, you also, I think people start to get confused. This is a perfect example of how I think, sorry to get all nerd on folks, but sometimes folks say, well, we have rights because the government gives us those rights. Well, it's true because authority says so. It's good because authority says so. No, but at the end of the day, a foot is a foot is a foot. And it's not the fact that the government says what a foot is. It's more, okay, what's a foot? And the government then recognizes what's true. They don't get to decide what's true.
Right.
When they're at their best, they're just upholding what is already true and what other people with minds and discernment can actually come up with. But I think there are a lot of folks in their heads who are like, well, if the government wanted to redefine a foot as 15 inches, they could. And like, you're breaking with a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But at this point, if they're ever going to do that, now's the time to do it. Because we're all a little bit confused right now
Anyway, reassuring those who were considering the enormous consequential decision of whether to ratify the Constitution, James Madison wrote, "The powers delegated by the proposed Constitution to the federal government are few and defined. Those which are to remain in the state governments are numerous and indefinite." And of course, the 10th Amendment reads, "The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people." We arrive then at a hard fact. Today's sprawling federal government, which involves itself in almost every aspect of daily American life, is almost entirely unconstitutional. To rattle off just a random fistful of the federal government's unauthorized undertakings and entities, brace yourself. There is zero constitutional authority for Social Security, Medicare, federal drug prohibitions, the Small Business Administration, crop subsidies, the Department of Labor, automotive fuel efficiency standards, climate regulations, the Federal Reserve, union regulation, housing subsidies, the Department of Agriculture, workplace regulations, the Department of Education, federal student loans, the Food and Drug Administration, food stamps, unemployment insurance, or light bulb regulations. Even that simply doesn't begin to fully account for the scope of the unsanctioned activity. Don't let your affinity for any of those enterprises short-circuit your intellectual honesty. Even if you view some of them as benign, that doesn't render them constitutional. And if you've ever invoked the Constitution to spotlight a different kind of government overreach, it would be hypocritical to nod approvingly when it's violated in ways where you to deem the result beneficial. Yeah, I generally agree with that, but I will say also the guys who wrote the Constitution, you know, there were people around, these anti-federalists back then who were like, this is a really bad idea.
Oh, certainly.
They're saying all these things in the Federalist Papers. They're saying all these things. In particular, we don't trust that Hamilton guy. And so we don't think this is a good idea. We're going to centralize power and they're going to start taking everything. Oh, so this is how you get the Bill of Rights, to help reassure even more. But within a few generations, it was pretty centralized. Civil War really kicks that up even more.
Yeah.
And then when you get to Woodrow Wilson, he completely flips the Madisonian idea on its head. It's like, if the federal government isn't explicitly prohibited, we can do it. Which is just ahistorical nonsense. It was a huge power play.
It was.
But I'm the president of Princeton, so I know better than all of you. No. Yeah. I think Wilson, he's always ranked as one of the top presidents. He's one of the worst characters in world history. What him and, say, Vladimir Lenin did in 1917, just those two men, set us on a course for millions dead. Didn't solve the problem, created this new world order that, well, hasn't been very orderly.
True.
Just, I wish we could get back to something like a John Quincy Adams sort of foreign policy. Or we might wish you well, we might consider you a friend, but we're not going to march around the world looking for monsters to destroy.
Yeah.
Why did John Quincy Adams say that? Because if we do, I think the term he uses, we'll become the dictatress of the world, and we will essentially undermine all the ideals and values we claim to stand for. That's written in the early, mid-1800s. I think John Quincy was right, despite all the table banging we're seeing.
This afternoon, we've seen a whole lot of table banging.
Thank you, Senator Cruz. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And there at Montgomery Men's Health, well, fellas, two things start to affect us as we get older in life, as we mature. Erectile dysfunction and low testosterone. It's nothing to deny, put off, be ashamed about it. It's not something to wait to get fixed. Yeah, guys hate going to the doctor.
I hate going to the doctor. That's right.
But Montgomery Men's Health was created to take care of guys just like us. So if you're lacking motivation, energy, always tired, feel like you're walking through life in a fog, perhaps seen unwanted weight gain, loss of muscle mass, even a decreased sex drive.
Oof.
Well, knowing whether you have low T is huge in combating some of these issues. Did you know that as you age, a part of your everyday health routine should be a testosterone and PSA check?
Yep.
A urologist recently even suggested that men should start getting their T checked at age 18, because it is happening, low T, to younger and younger men. And I didn't know this stuff in detail until I started talking to Montgomery Men's Health. They know a lot of guys suffer from low T and sometimes don't even realize it, but low T affects quality of life big time. So the providers of Montgomery Men's Health will conduct a testosterone-focused lab workup plus a consultation for only $99. And they have treatments there at Montgomery Men's Health that can truly change lives. Men can experience higher energy, better gains in the gym.
Brother.
That's right, brother. Better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, a faster metabolism. You've usually even noticed an increased libido.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, Joey.
You can actually book the same day that you call. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and hit your goals this year. That number, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fools on the radio, sent you. More news and views in the afternoon. Well, after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. Did you know the current national average turn time to close on a mortgage is 48 business days? But not at Alabama Home Mortgage. At Alabama Home Mortgage, our average close time is 16 business days. That's a month faster than the rest. How do we do it? With over 60 years of combined experience in the industry. Our team knows mortgages. Our years of experience yield a better experience for our customers. Folks, time is money. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, don't waste time with another mortgage company, bank, or credit union. We close on time, every time. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our fast turn time is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Erdis. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be.
1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Again, 272-9228 if you want to get in on the program. Now, it's not just the United States that's making news.
Yeah.
People mentioned this, I think, yesterday. But Europe erupts in widespread farmer protest as the revolt against green policies intensifies.
You want some poop thrown? Call the French.
These folks, especially the French,
dude,
they know how to raise hell.
All right,
now,
so
that's a protest.
There was a video the other day of a McDonald's. They literally took a round bale of hay that had lots of poop in it and put it inside that McDonald's. And people that were there they're like, okay, that's part of the protest. Those guys know how to throw poop, Joey.
Oh, and it gets even crazier. I mean, there are a lot of videos here. I'm looking at a story on ZeroHedge.com and says farmers in France, Germany, the Netherlands, Poland, Belgium, Romania, and other countries across Europe are protesting radical leftist governments by obstructing major transport networks with tractors. Wow, this widespread populist movement is sweeping Europe at a time when overregulation, taxes, and the climate change agenda threaten the livelihoods of not just farmers, but working class people, and comes several months before the European election cycle kicks off in June. Some countries hit hardest by protests have been Germany, Italy, Belgium, and France.
France.
I can see your underpants.
We're from France.
No, what's the old Norm joke he told David Letterman? I don't want fancy things. I don't want fancy wancy things. I don't want fancy wancy take a trip to Francy things. What I want is wasting your time and mine. I miss Norm. I freaking
Me
miss
too,
Norm.
man.
But on Tuesday, France's new prime minister, Gabriel Attal, that doesn't sound French.
No, it doesn't.
Promised farmers emergency funds and stricter trade controls on foreign products to guarantee fair competition. However, that might not have been enough, as the Farmers Union in France was unimpressed by concessions offered by the French government. They encouraged their members to continue the fight. I'm so proud of you, said Sergei Bousset, the head of
No, that sounded French.
You are going to fight this battle, because if we don't fight, we die. Now, that's very French right there.
I love the fact that it's these bureaucrats that have never seen a tractor in their life, but they're going to tell you what you're doing wrong. And I'm so proud of these folks standing up and spraying poop at them.
So their complaints across Europe, the farmers, very basic. Out of control energy prices.
Yep.
Thank you to whoever blew up Nord Stream. Disastrous carbon cutting targets.
Ridiculous.
Overall inflation, bureaucracy from radicals in Brussels, Ukrainian grain exports. That's
a big thing, man.
A very big thing.
Soon it'll be Russian grain exports.
But some of these demonstrations here, I'll bring it up on the live stream if y'all are watching. Joey Clark Live. Like and subscribe, folks.
Have you seen them changing the color of the buildings?
Yeah.
With the poop sprayer.
But here's some of what happened. Wow.
There's some nice tractors they got there.
Yeah, this is a montage put together by Sky News, and all the honking in Europe is happening. Look at all those vehicles blocking everything. They're moving hay bales to get in the way. Wow.
I love the fact that they're standing up.
Yeah,
'Cause these are the hardest working people out there. These are the ones that, honestly, we all use these people 3 times a day when we eat.
Right. Well, and there's more. Like, all these videos of what's happening is pretty. This is in Germany.
Germany?
Apparently. Yeah, look at these tractors just don't give a damn. They're going around the police barricade.
You can't stop it. Like that dude that had the bulldozer.
Look at that tiny little police car.
Yeah, you nerd.
Just look at his tire compared to yours.
Let me get my Peugeot in front of you. Sorry, man. A Peugeot does not stand up to a John Deere.
And look at this. This is in Paris. They're converging on Paris outside of it. And you're now seeing fires set off. All the black smoke billowing up. Something nasty on fire. Wow. And is that a priest with like one of the things that you like,
the holy water thing?
Holy water, you christen? Like,
So the protest has been blessed.
Yeah, it's a French priest. He's throwing holy water onto the tractor trailers as they pass by.
Bless them as they go.
Oh, wow. Good to see Catholicism alive in
I'd rather
France.
see them doing that than other things. So.
Yeah, look at this aerial shot. Oh, wow. I don't like that music. I'm turning it off.
That's my
Look
jam.
at that. Is it your jam? I'll
That's
put
my
it back
jam.
if you like. Hold on. Yeah. Amazing. Well, why don't we have this sort of energy in the United States?
That was my question, Joey.
Yeah, well, because we get called a bunch of Nazi and terrorists.
But sometimes we just have to stand up to
Confederates
those words and just say, you know what, sticks and stones, and just keep moving. But we don't like labels. Don't like to be labeled.
Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Papa B.
Hey, Papa B.
Hey. So you were talking about the missing link a while ago.
I think he's referring to me.
Seen John Fetterman.
Well, he's missing a link of his DNA. So that's what I meant.
Did you hear what I said?
Fetterman?
I said, have you seen John Fetterman lately?
Yes.
Speaking of the missing link.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
No, I'm not kidding. You know, if you have, you know, you see the lineup of the evolutionary chain.
Oh, yeah. He's almost there.
What about the third one down?
Pretty much,
Third
yeah.
one down. That's John Fetterman, man. Look, the missing link, he ain't missing.
He's right there.
He's in Congress.
Oh, no. Fetterman has gotten better, Papa B. Did you see his light? That wife of his?
Oh, Lord.
She's leaving him.
Then he is cured. He has been healed.
Yes.
Holy
This is what I
cow.
mean. No.
Excuse me.
Wow.
I can't believe that she's leaving because remember when he was running, she was already planning on taking over. I mean, the fix was in.
Yeah.
And what do we say? R for Republican, D for Democrat?
Yeah.
Yeah, on this post, I commented, she thought she had the D she wanted, but she got the D she deserved, just like the people of Pennsylvania.
Oh, yes. Good point.
Wow. So, yeah, he has seen the light, proving even cavemen can learn.
He's
And
been
know-
great, man.
And know for sure that they can understand that the border is not broken, that, you know, it's just lawless, it's run in a lawless fashion. Lawlessness is breaking out. He has come to terms with it, and I think he's the one of the ones that's really given a lot of the Republicans, you know, a little bit of testosterone boost when it comes to standing up, you know, to the Biden administration. So that's a good thing. I mean, who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
It's great.
It's curious.
Well, there were a few folks I follow who did call it.
Yeah.
Who, said no. They gave money to Fetterman, who don't normally like Democrats. They're like, because Fetterman is going to, just look at him, he's going to be better than Dr. Oz. And
I didn't have no faith in that, Joey. I got to be honest.
Well,
I mean, the only
it's
way he'd
worked
have been
out.
better is if he'd have just stayed home and couldn't vote. But other than that, I didn't see what you saw.
Well, I want to tell you, I still don't trust him as far as I can throw him, which obviously is not very far. Still, at least
Why do I feel like if you tried to throw him, he'd make an awful sound like.
That is something. A Bigfoot type growl or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. Yeah, man. But that's a good thing. I'm glad to see it, and there's hope yet. You know, I think that's one of the reasons that the Democrats are having such a hard time not just going ahead and, you know, barreling through with whatever border deal they want to make, and which is not good. Now, I mean, the thing I get is that why do you need a deal?
Right.
The border was fine. The border is fine. All you've got to do is what Trump was doing. You don't need any more money for it. You don't need any special powers for it. The only reason anybody would write new legislation or new money for it or new deal for it is, you know, for the Democrats to screw the Republicans in the whole country one more time, one more way. I tell you, I just don't get some of these Republicans. Are they just that stupid, or are they just that part of it?
I think they're part of it. The more and more I see it pop up, they're just part of it.
They're just part of it. I
And
think
it
you're
sickens
exactly
me.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly right.
All right. By the way, Fetterman's cousin lives down the street from him.
Oh, yeah?
From me. I saw him in Piggly Wiggly the other day. He's not a missing link. He's alive and well. Promise
All right, well, give him my number. I want to talk to Fetterman.
you. All right, guys. Well, listen, thanks a lot.
See you, Papa B.
Appreciate it, Papa B.
I want to find out what he's on, because it's
not just like he's
was at.
bucking the party. He's also like, this woman we thought was going to take over for him. Get out of here.
It's like, honestly, it's like the clouds have been removed and he's seeing the light, you know, and I'm saying, what's he on?
He's like Saul.
Right. We need to find out what he's on and maybe put some prescriptions out there.
Oh, St. John. Let's go to T-Spear. Hey, T-Spear.
Well, good afternoon. St. days in France. I swear, a dog that has 15 different kinds of toys, and what does she decide she wants to have? An empty water jug.
What is that? All that racket behind you? The dog's playing with an empty water jug?
That's everybody was playing with an empty water jug.
Makes the most noise.
Okay. Anyway, we can go back to noise and listening what we are hearing from France and Germany and a lot of the other countries in Europe. The reasons that the American farmers are not doing exactly what they are doing is because they saw what happened to our patriots on January the 6th, and knowing that we have a damn kangaroo court, a witch hunt court in Washington, D.C., that will put a patriot in jail for 20 to 30 years, but that same group will allow a murderer to walk free after 2 or 3 years. I have a problem with that, and I'm sure that they have a problem with that. They see this country being destroyed. They know full well what Washington and the other cities and states are doing that have decided to destroy the country, and they're not playing it. Is a lot of why farmers don't do Washington protest in the same manner that the European farmers are rightfully doing. Can't say as I blame the farmer. You look at someone who's getting 30 years because he walked across the Capitol floor invitation of the Capitol Police.
Yep.
And yet you've got somebody that was out on murder that, killed somebody else or 2 or 3 other people. No. Can't say as I necessarily blame the farmers. The roost. And it will eventually be ugly. And anyone who does not see that, who has their head shoved so far up their posterior that they have to open their mouth to see out, they will deserve what they get.
Well, and I appreciate it, T-Spear, and I would hope, too, that folks, we got a couple of ways to have fun while we do this. I think just being angry, which certainly can understand the origins of that anger, but just being angry ain't enough. It's got to be something where this is almost like a celebration. It's one thing I was so wrong about COVID. Like in those early months, thinking, once we're all set free, it's going to be so much, people are going to be making love, partying, drinking, having a good old time. No, it didn't happen. And I think we need that release as a nation. And I don't know what that event will be. But right now, I worry that both parties are giving into resentment and anger. and it could end up in a really ugly spot.
And you're absolutely right. And if there is any outside today and see what a beautiful day it is, and say thank God.
Well, I appreciate it, T-Spear.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. You and Eddie, keep up the good work.
Thank you, T-Spear.
It's the second day in a row where I let out a slight burp on air.
Your professionalism, maybe you need to go back to re-education camp.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
No, because when you come back, I'd have to re-educate you again.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you talk about the girl that got away with stabbing her boyfriend like 100 and something times because she was high on the marijuana?
No.
Yeah.
Where was this?
California. Yesterday, she was found not guilty because she was having a marijuana psychosis episode.
So like literal reefer madness?
Yep.
How much marijuana did she smoke?
Don't even know. I heard
How much
that.
did she eat?
It was all my
smoke.
understanding, all smoke. So how can, they gave her probation for murder.
You know what I say to that?
What's that?
Women.
Oof. Yeah, it was a woman judge too, probably. I don't know that for sure. I'm sorry. I like women judges. They're my favorite judges.
Now let's hear about the jury makeup.
Oof. Don't even get me going on juries,
Why are you
Joey.
wolfing like a dog?
Don't even get me going on juries. Have you ever been on a jury, Joey?
Almost.
You know why? Because you're smart. You're too smart for a jury. I can't say the rest. I'll tell you off air, but you're too smart to be on a jury.
So you're saying they want kind of impressionable, dutiful folks to just go in there and do the job they tell them to do?
Yes.
Whereas they don't want a speech about jury nullification like I would give?
No, not that. They don't want someone that in there like you might do and corrupt the jury.
Oh, it's
Make them think. This
is what I do.
Because, causing problems. I predict you will honestly never be on a jury.
If I'm honest.
I think even if you lied, they would figure you out. They would figure you out pretty quick.
We got to hit a break here.
All right.
This part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. Again,
Good folks, Joey.
River Region Contracting. Todd Clark, you're right, put together a great team. And folks, they're a premier roofing contractor here in the River Region for a reason. Number one, those inspections, always free.
Yep.
Those estimates, if they do find an issue, also free and accurate.
That's the part I like.
They're not giving you, it's all types of different lines of work where somebody gives you a quote.
Yeah.
And then they are immediately upselling you as you go on in.
Yep.
And it's like, please stop it. But they don't do that there with Virgin Contracting.
Not at all.
They find the problem. They tell you how much it's going to cost to cover it. And good news is they're insurance specialists.
Really good news.
So if they do find a problem with your roof that the insurance company might pay for, they can walk you through that claims process, make it a swift and easy experience. Whether it's an asphalt or metal roof, you should get inspected on a regular basis. And with inspections at River Region Contracting being free, why not do that on a regular basis? Get to know those folks there. That number, 356-8635, River Region Contracting, 356-8635. And be sure to tell Todd Clark and the team that Joey and Eddie from the radio sent you. More news and views in the afternoon, well, after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
I'm with Miss Dot at the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall, and Dot, we're ready to roll into a new year.
Happy New Year.
Well, tell me what's going on here at Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall.
The booths are being restocked. The hot cider is going. The rocking chairs are here. And there are great sales going on in some of the booths. Really and truly, there's some neat stuff around here. You need to come in and see it.
Shouldn't people plan to come maybe spend some time and find all the treasures here at Eastbrook?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've got some that come in and spend their lunch hour, and they bring their lunch and eat as they shop around, and which is fine with me. But then some come and spend the whole day, and I just love that.
Do you have any events coming up soon?
Anniversary sale will be here in February. Don't know the exact date yet, but listen for the ad. Come shop that day because it'll be a great event.
All right, Dot, give us the hours of operation.
Monday through Friday, 10 until 6. Saturday, 9 until 6. Sunday is 12:30 to 4:30.
That's the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall, 425 Coliseum Boulevard.
Did you know that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February? Did you know there's a good chance it's just hormones? Hi, I'm Evan Bass, founder of Montgomery Men's Health, and I started this clinic to take care of men. If your testosterone is low, then motivation, energy, and drive often follow too. And keeping resolutions can feel like walking through mud. Even more so as we age, these things tend to get worse if untreated. Guys, you're not alone. Your urologist-led support team at Montgomery Men's Health has your back. For years, we've effectively treated ED and low T comprehensively and with proven treatments dialed in just for you. With same-day booking, you can meet our passionate team, and by this afternoon, you'll leave with a plan that's designed to be sustainable for life. The number one thing we hear guys say is, I forgot how I used to feel. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and crush this new year. Call my team right now and let us treat you to an unforgettable experience. Dial 334-440-3663 or go to montgomerymenshealth.com. montgomerymenshealth.com.
Hey there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. Our partnership with Blue Water Broadcasting has reached thousands of listeners in the River region. People listen, people call. Now there's mortgage savings for us all.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by H&H Carpets, where you will find a complete line of Mohawk carpet with exceptionally clean, smart strand fiber. It's always available and ready to be installed. H&H Carpets, across from Walmart on the Atlanta Highway.
Rich Thomas weather. Hi, everybody. On this last day of January, a bit of a temperature setback, a little brisk, but there are some warmer days in our future. Today will be quite breezy with a high temperature only up to about 57, sun and cloud mix. Mainly clear. We're headed for the freeze mark tonight, overnight low temperature by dawn 32. Tomorrow, February, begins on a pretty nice note with a high near 60, mostly sunny. Then Friday's nice, high 67, Saturday 68, more sun. Rain holding off till Saturday night into Sunday, and maybe a few thunderstorms. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
At CB&S Bank, we've been meeting the needs of our customers since 1906. Need help setting up new business goals? Our line of commercial loans can help you achieve them. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back to the program. Quick reminder, we are now streaming the show live.
That's right.
In 1080p HD.
That's the good stuff, ain't it?
Yeah, we look pretty crystal clear here. We ain't too ugly.
I need some sun. Need some vitamin D.
Or I could just add saturation to the camera shot.
Don't fake it, Joey. I want to keep it real. Sorry, that's as long as I can keep it real.
I'm going to keep it real.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. So has any strikes been done in retaliation?
There's been one I just read about. I thought it was a little bit bigger than it was, but they are saying they struck down a surface-to-air missile, although it was on the ground. But it's the first time the U.S. has struck inside of Yemen since January something. It's been a while. things are going to escalate. Don't have no choice, as far as I see. Do you think the Houthis are not going to go after American sitting ducks anymore?
That's what they're claiming now, actually. That's what they're claiming. I'm not saying they will.
Right.
Well, for instance, this is from Breitbart. Hezbollah of, I believe, Iraq will stop. They're going to stop embarrassing Iraq, is what they said.
Well, why don't we just, and I know this sounds tough, but why do we wait for people to say, hey, we're going to stop? Why don't we just put them in a position where they can no longer communicate anymore, and then we're done with them? Instead of always beating them back, then building them back up, beating them back, building them back up, just be done.
Well, the Hezbollah brigades are one of Iraq's most powerful Iran-backed militias and form part of the Popular Mobilization Forces, a coalition of mostly Shiite militias that initially operated against the Sunni Islamic State Caliphate, but have since repurposed to attack American forces and their Kurdish allies. It's also believed to be part of the most powerful member of the Islamic Resistance of Iraq, a catch-all name that various jihadist groups debuted to support the terrorist organization Hamas in the aftermath of its heinous mass murder in Israel on October the 7th. The group became a significantly reduced threat to America in 2020 following the execution of its founder and leader, Abdul Mahdi al-Muhandis. Muhandis died in an airstrike ordered by former President Trump to eliminate Qasem Soleimani, the head of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Quds Force, in Baghdad, January 3rd of 2020. So, I don't know. I think these guys are kind of saying, don't hit us. Don't hit us like that again.
Right.
Please don't.
They always paint themselves as to be these fearless warriors until there's an American Marine boot up their rear end.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have people like that, and we all have them in your life, you've got those people that just constantly bother the crap out of you like a gnat.
Well, but here's the Pentagon's statement. No, it's very short. Short message. It's like they're Spartans now at the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Actions speak louder than words.
It's right up there with Biden made a decision.
Right. Well, we'll see what's coming their way here.
But real leaders don't fall for that crap to get in the limelight. Hey, I've made my decision. Real leaders don't do that.
An estimated 2,500 American troops remain in Iraq. 900 in Syria as a result of a counterterrorism operation that began in the aftermath of September 11th. Really? That's the justification for all this?
Sure. Anywhere we can stick a troop, we will, man. That's what we do.
Yeah. How about this? Quick break. Hopefully have Ray Bowles on the other side of it. Be right back, folks.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Conservative Justice Sarah Stewart has the experience to lead Alabama's courts. As a tough-on-crime judge, Sarah Stewart presided over hundreds of cases, giving tough sentences to the worst criminals. Republicans can trust Justice Sarah Stewart to defend the Constitution and protect our families. On March 5th, vote conservative Republican Sarah Stewart for Alabama Chief Justice. Paid for by Sarah Stewart Campaign, 2029B, Airport Boulevard, Mobile, Alabama, 36606.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is #1 in the #2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Is that you playing the French horn, Eddie?
Yeah.
Did I rope you into that?
You did, man.
I didn't know you could toot a horn.
Oh, yeah. I'm a pretty good tutor.
You're a man of many talents. Do you have any secret talents you have yet to share with the world?
Yep.
Want to share it now?
Nope.
Is it like criminal or
Just
you know how to pick any lock or something?
Nah, locks aren't nothing. I'll teach you one day a master lock. Master locks are the biggest joke out there.
That was such a Chisholm redneck thing to say. Oh, locks, nothing.
Let me tell you the Chisholm verbiage I heard about locks at a very young age. They're just for honest people, boy. And I thought about it. I went, that dude is right.
So what's his talent? Like the category of it?
That's just many things. I mean, I don't know. Put me in a spot.
Like you know how to cook or something?
I could cook. I had a restaurant one time.
You did have a restaurant.
We've done it all. And I hate being, this is what I hate about getting old.
Yeah.
It's really what I hate about getting old. I still don't know what I want to do with my life. I would like to go in the Coast Guard, but I'm too old. I'd like to go serve on a Navy ship, but I'm too old. This really ticks me off. There are so many things I want to experience in life that I can't do now. So take advantage of it, Joey. And it's my age. It sucks. I'm getting old.
What's your age again?
54.
What's your age again?
54.
Mm-hmm. Hey, this part of the program brought to you by Prattville Carpet.
Now, that's a good folks over there.
Now, Ray's busy today, but
He
that's a
is.
good thing.
When I talked to him, he was kind of up to his eyeballs and measuring, so he's working.
Well, there you go.
He's working, that's for sure.
And at Prattville Carpet, of course, they'll come to you. They'll go the extra mile, literally. Free in-home measurement, free in-home consultation. And that way they'll know once you decide on, okay, this is the carpet I want.
Yep.
Or this is the tile I want to resurface the kitchen counters and the backsplash. Or maybe you're putting down traditional hardwood in the hallway or something. What they're going to do is get that measurement. So when you finally choose what product is best for you, from, again, carpet, traditional hardwood laminate products, luxury vinyl plank, great stuff, ceramic tile.
Waterproof carpet.
They'll know exactly what it's going to cost you.
They will. And they're really smart about that, man. And if you get bored and you want to go by their place, you can go by and look at all the, I don't know how many, probably hundreds of thousands of samples that they got. And he'll give you a sample to take home. Can't beat that, man. Just can't beat that.
Y'all check out Prattville Carpet today. Oh, and before I give the number, you missed Terry on the phone yesterday. He's back from vacation.
Really?
He sounded like a man who had been
they'll
on
let
vacation.
anybody cross the borders nowadays. I thought once we had that guy gone, we were done with him. Did he come in through Mexico? I'm going to call him and ask him.
I didn't expect that to be your reaction. I thought you loved Terry.
I do.
You got all nativist on me.
Joey, we got to start somewhere.
285-8117. That's the number for Prattville Carpet. That's 285-8117. And be sure to tell them you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. So did we learn anything today?
It was a very stressful day. We learned that if you want something done, you call Chris Hansen. He gets the media there.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And Blount County going to participate in his new show. 3 different episodes, apparently.
Yeah. I want a show that brings that nice stuff about Alabama. You know, we always...
I'm trying to think of Alabama-based folks. The guy's huge on YouTube. I think it's from Huntsville. Is Smarter Every Day?
I'll have to check
that
him
guy.
out.
I think he's got millions and millions of followers.
Really?
He does it great. I mean, he's got the following for a reason. Amazing production and storytelling. And he does all sorts of stuff. Like, I think my favorite was when he went on a nuclear submarine for a few days.
Again,
really cool.
I want to be able to do that. I'm too old.
Yeah, but look at you and me.
I know. You can still do it. You have time to.
No, but look at me. It's not an age thing.
They won't cut your hair.
You
can wear a hat.
You're not going to let that closeted fool onto the submarine.
Might welcome
We already
you
got a
now.
reputation here
They
with the
will
Navy.
welcome you nowadays.
Yeah, I forgot. They are a little more welcoming.
Yeah. And plus, you'll be a superstar. You got high school diploma and everything.
Right. I've got an undergraduate degree.
Dude.
I got a bachelor's degree.
We have found our team leader.
Yeah. If I'm the team leader, we're screwed.
Well, it won't be a SEAL team, but
But we have in the works, just in the last minute here.
Yeah.
We're going to be coming out with T-shirts, right?
yes, plan on working on that pretty
Yeah.
soon, buddy.
Yeah,
Hopefully by this
t-shirts.
weekend, I'll have a design printed up. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, and it's not going to be the first one. Or
No.
it's not going to be the last one.
No, no.
It's the
not
first
one
one,
and
it
done.
won't be the last.
No, it's not one and done. But I want to come up with some good stuff.
Yeah, your one and done days are over, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm too old.
I think there's a theme here. Like, don't you go all morbid on me.
No, I thought about it the other night. There's some things I want to do. My 3-day fishing trips, where we used to go on the ocean for 3 days. I can't do that no more. I mean, I can't spend $5,000 and just sleep on a boat for 3 days.
Right. Right.
But I know
But it is amazing.
I can't do it. That's depressing.
Well, I'm looking forward to going to Boston at the end of, or not the, after Super Tuesday. So it'll be March, the first week of March.
Make sure you wear them hats so you'll fit in.
Oh, my Boston Scally cap?
Yeah, make sure.
I'm already been wearing.
Make sure you wear it there.
Why?
Because you'll look like a native. It's a Bostonian hat.
My
isn't it?
plan is to wear what I wear normally.
You wear the hat.
Except that, planning for the Boston weather. But I've never been, and I've heard good things.
You gonna try some food up there? Some Boston baked beans?
I've actually heard the food is great. Like, really, really good.
Boston
up there.
haba?
Yeah. Or especially, like chowder.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Get some
those
chowder?
you can do the classic things, but apparently they just have a great food scene in general.
Well, I think in there where you got all those people and it's been there for how many years? Yeah, you're gonna have a great food scene.
And I'm going to visit old friends who used to live in Montgomery, and I'm going to let them kind of take the lead since I've been living there for a while now. But
good idea.
Yeah, I'll come up with some stuff. Should I want to go to Fenway?
Heck yeah, at least go by there.
At least go by there.
At least go by there. Take some
I've
photos.
only ever seen on TV.
Go by there, Joey.
I'll go by.
Although, let me tell you, I've seen things on TV and went and seen it in person and went, oh.
Yeah.
Disappointed.
It's like going back to your old elementary school.
Oh, it looks so small.
I know.
Jeez.
I guess I was small.
Yeah.
And on that revelatory note, happy hour is next. Y'all stay tuned.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACR